Murder Drones ended 1 year ago, and within that time frame, a lot has happened. Some good, some bad, some definitely in the middle, but regardless of all of that, the Murder Drones fandom is still here, and it's not gonna die anytime soon. This show really means a lot to me, and in fact, it means a lot to millions of people out there in the world, including my good friend, the Dire Duck.
Hello everybody, I am the Dire Duck. Yes, Murder Drones has affected millions of people out there. I mean, just look at those numbers. Not many other shows can claim to have such a large and dedicated fan base.
So, that's why today, we want to try and celebrate Murder Drones. Not like that, but instead, like this.
It's been a long journey, starting all the way back in 2021 when the pilot first came out. Since then, things have only continued to develop. There happen to be now 7 additional episodes of the show. Alongside that comes a very large, very active, and very passionate community.
However, it hasn't always been smooth sailing. There's been countless dramas, controversies, shipping wars, and other very stupid messes. This unfortunately was always par for the course, but despite all of that, we still persevered, and we still came out on top. Admittedly though, the fandom can be a mixed bag. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there's good stuff, but then there's also bad stuff. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
That's not why we are here though. Instead, we're here to celebrate the show's legacy and demonstrate that despite it being over, the show still lives on in the form of fan projects, which we will be getting to shortly.
With that being said, let's get on with the fan projects.
I've had it with you! Get out of my body!
I'll give you two some privacy.
Wait!
If you hear this, I'm probably already dead.
So that's how it's going to be.
Never go inside. You will die if you do. Please.
The story takes place at the Elliott Manor and gives us a look at the drones' lives there.
And I created an entire outline for a pilot episode to a theoretical season 2 of Murder Drones.
Episode 5 is a pile of rubble. It's a fundamental failure.
There are quite a lot of Murder Drones fan projects in the works, and that is precisely why we want to help highlight them all for you today. We want to help spread the word, and we want to help demonstrate that the community is still very much alive and is still producing amazing works 1 year later. Before we get on with the projects though, we do want to preface something.
If you don't see one of your favourite fan projects listed here, or you yourself are upset that one isn't here, please don't be. Anyone can create, and anyone can cook. Given enough time, you yourself will be able to achieve anything you want eventually. Plus, who knows? Maybe we'll do something like this again sometime. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, please get on with this.
Way ahead of you, Dyer. The first fan project we have is Insecurity.
Insecurity is a fan series created by Animator Thing and produced by System Lock Studios. The main premise is that the WDF are in desperate need for more resources and supplies, but this desperation eventually results in them discovering that there are far more horrors beyond their comprehension.
This project aims to resemble the same quality that the canon show had, with a whole new cast and even some returning characters. Actually, Dyer, why don't we hear about this from the creator themselves?
You know what, Yag? That might actually be a good idea, for a change.
Ouch. Yeah, that hurts, Dyer.
Well, regardless of your feelings, we have an interview to conduct, so let's not waste any more time.
Spec, what's your status? Do you copy? Spec, are you there? Are you alive?
Damn it.
Oh, what's the matter? Are you just proud of me murdering all your sweet and innocent friends? And you'll be next.
Show yourself.
So that's how it's going to be.
Hello there, Animate. Right, for your first question, can you tell us a bit more about your project, Murder Drones Insecurity?
I know a lot of people say that Insecurity is another Season 2 project, since the models are very spot on to Glitch's models. I mean, I've spent such a long time studying the models and the designs with the drones. I know I've said it many times that Insecurity is an alternate universe based on the WDF actually not being useless for once. They'll fight back. Switching the WDF from being useless to what the WDF actually do when there is a world-ending threat upon them.
So, Animate, what inspired you to actually make your project?
So what inspired me to make Insecurity? Since I'm a huge military enthusiast, I realized that in the canon show that the WDF bunkers some military base when I first watched Murder Drones back in 2021. My initial thought that, okay, so there are some military base where they protect workers, right. But it didn't seem like it throughout the series, so on September 1st, 2023, after episode 6 of Murder Drones, I began the concept of Insecurity, planning ideas on what the WDF be like when they aren't useless. So here we are now, making so much progress with it. Hooray.
Is there anything you would like to say / tell to the fandom?
Here's my message to the fandom.
We are so back!
But yeah, this is an entire process. It will take time to produce Insecurity, because just as much I want to make this into reality, it's gonna take time, so we all have to wait patiently. I know we're all hyped and stuff. Believe me, I'm excited too, and I can't wait to show what Insecurity has.
How did you get into animation?
To be entirely honest, I've been modeling more than animating for the longest. But I've been modeling and animating for over 7+ years on Blender. I remember that my brother first got me into doing Blender when I was younger. Man, good times. Sure, there were times I gave up Blender, but it really lasted not even a month because I kept trying. But here I am now, made the most groundbreaking, accurate Murder Drones models a fandom has ever seen.
What makes Insecurity unique from other fan projects?
I'm glad you asked that. So, what makes Insecurity unique from other projects? Since I've mostly seen other fan projects, mostly prequels or sequels to the canon show, but Insecurity is none of those. It's entirely an alternate universe. I said it again. But the best part about Insecurity, that it is entirely based with show-accurate models made by me, mimicking the Glitch style pretty much. Hopefully, making it the most highest quality fan projects out there. In fact, we're making Insecurity in 4K. Finally seeing some beautiful quality than Glitch typical 1440p videos! You may be wondering, how is your PC gonna handle rendering a full episode in 4K? Let me tell you this. I am rocking with a Ryzen 9 9950X, RTX 4090, RTX 3090 Ti, yes, dual GPU, because it's fast, because yes, 96 gigs of RAMs and so on. It's cool. Also, what's even more exciting, that we have new drones, new disassembly drones, new everything pretty much. We're talking Glitch style. I've studied a lot, I've tried my hardest just to make it Glitch as possible. We are focusing on badassery. Wait, is that even a word? Let me search that up. Badassery is... Okay, so it is a word. So yeah, we are focusing on badassery.
Alright, Animate, your final question. When do you hope to have the Insecurity pilot out by?
I did say quote-unquote 2025, hopefully. But that wasn't a guarantee since the process does take a long time, especially animating. So, I'm hoping somewhere Q3 or Q4 of 2026. Again, not guaranteed. On a positive note, it's gonna be exciting. Believe me, we have been working our hardest on this, and we put all of our thoughts into it. It's gonna be exciting. Very exciting.
Well, that is everything we had to ask you, Animate, so thank you for your time, and thank you for joining this project.
Next up, we have Murder Drones Season 2, made by Professor Sir. As the name implies, this project is a continuation of the canon show, and it details what a hypothetical Season 2 would look like, with the use of custom artwork by a variety of artists to help visualize the story.
Let's keep going.
Back on Copper 9, we see blips of past events, most of which involve N.
Morning, sleepyhead.
The camera slides out to reveal this is all taking place in Uzi's head.
Serial designation J, ready to serve company interests.
Blinking awake, she widens her eyes and leans up.
And I'm fine.
She stops just as N suddenly hugs her. N says nothing, leaning back and holding Uzi's hand while smiling at her. Uzi looks at their fingers woven between each other and feels the weight of some of those memories ebbing away.
Like, whatever, you ate me, you monster.
Smiling back, she catches her breath and pauses as she spots Thad spinning her railgun around on his finger as Lizzie texts from her chair nearby.
What are you doing in my room?
It's then we see V walk into view, moving N out of the way and leaning down to give Uzi a little hug of her own. This surprises everyone except those who watched the previous episode.
Hello, Professor Sir. Thank you for agreeing to be part of this interview with me and Yagster. I think we will get right into it, if it's all right by you.
Absolutely, love to be here.
Hell yeah.
Right. So, first things first, tell us about your project.
So I'm currently working on Murder Drones Season 2, or MD Season 2, as I've called it. It's more of like a proof of concept than anything else. I've gotten together with a bunch of artists and voice actors and animators and editors, and we're all just taking what I've written and trying to adapt it as best we can.
So can you break down like the rough kind of story of MD Season 2 for us?
Yeah, really quick summary. It picks up a couple months after the end of Season 1, and we continue following the characters that we loved so much from Season 1, namely Uzi, N, V, and a couple of new faces. Not many, just a couple new faces, and what could possibly happen at that point to those characters? Well, that's what we're trying to answer.
Huh, gotcha. Very straightforward and to the point. Love that. So, next question, Professor Sir. What inspired you to actually make your project?
I was trying to get out of Pokemon.
Oh, that sounds about right.
So you chose Murder Drones, naturally.
Yeah. I mean, to make a long story short, so Ditto is obviously in my profile picture. I was known, and I still kind of am known as the Pokemon Professor dude. And I would go to events. I actually host an entire Pokemon convention in Texas. And I don't know, something happened during COVID and Pokemon just really soured. Like, I couldn't find cards anymore. The people I used to hang out with had moved on. And I realized, well, shoot, I really like Murder Drones. I really like indie animated stuff. And I happen to be a writer. So why not just put 2 and 2 together? I had an idea and may or may not have involved a giant robot T-Rex. So it just made sense.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
I guess following from that, what do you enjoy most about Murder Drones? And I guess, how did you get into Murder Drones to begin with?
I remember when Murder Drones dropped, and it was the amazing digital circus of its day. Like, it was getting pushed everywhere. That the pilot and the first and the second episodes, people were like, whoa, this is different from other, like, indie animated stuff. The quality is different. It just was distinct. And I really wanted, well, what I really liked was that it was it was like a step away from the system. I was taught as a kid, if you wanted to get into voice acting or animation or art or anything to do with the entertainment industry, you had to literally go to somewhere like LA or New York. You had to know someone on the inside. But Murder Drones, to me, it definitely wasn't the first indie animated thing to do this, but it was the one that stuck out the most. It's an example that you don't really need, quote unquote, the system. You don't really need to do the usual thing. You don't have to move all the way to LA. You don't have to get involved with Hollywood itself. You can just make something good and put it on the internet and people will show up for it. So I just really, really like that.
So kind of segueing from that, actually, tell us about your team, the people behind your project.
It's a collection of fellow Murder Drones fans. So I haven't told anybody this. I didn't ask any of them to help. All of them are volunteers. Every single one of them. So it started out, and you can still see this on my channel. The first 2 episodes, it's just me, 100%. I'm editing everything in CapCut. I don't have any help whatsoever. And worst of all, I'm trying to do all the voices. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't sound like V.
No, I mean, I couldn't tell, honestly.
No, you'll be. I thought it took V right now.
It's totally.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, all of them. As far as the team goes, it's just a bunch of volunteers. That's how Murder Drone Season 2 went from a passion project to a full-blown community project. The team itself, it's just a bunch of volunteers that reached out to me and was like, hey, I can animate. Hey, I can do art. Hey, I can voice act. And I don't know. I guess I just wanted to give them a shot because I remember I actually started as an artist with all this internet stuff back in 2018, 2019 on this little app called TikTok. And I remember trying to link up with people and do things with other people, and nobody gave me the time of day because there's, a variety of reasons. And so I just really wanted to give people a shot, and they're all here, and a lot of them are moving on to other projects, and it's incredible seeing all the progress everyone's made and how far everybody from the smallest artist to the most prominent voice actor, everyone is just happy and ready to do the next thing.
Dara, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's really good that the community has kind of come together. I've generally noticed that the community is starting to coalesce around several large projects. It's a little form a little sub community within them, which is very nice to see. It keeps the fandom alive even after the show has ended.
Absolutely,
I agree.
Professor Sir, how many episodes is your season 2 planned to be?
Right now, we're planning on 9. That being said, yes, and there is a reason for that. Episode 5 and 6 were supposed to be the same episode, but I ran out of time, so I split them up.
That's fair.
So, yeah, it was supposed to be like season 1, just 8 episodes total, but it's going to be 9. But as far as what happens after that, no spoilers.
I think to round out the interview with the final question, is there anything you'd like to say to the murdering community or fan base generally?
Yes. So, very briefly, I get this question a lot. It's if I wanted to do my own Murder Drone Season 2 or my own project or AU, how would I do it? I get that question quite a bit. And my answer is really, really straight to the point. Just do it already. Don't sit around. Seriously, you have no excuse at this point. There's too much free time for one, and there's too many free tools out there. Everything that I use is free. I would say just do the best you can. If you want to make a cool animated thing, learn how to animate. If you want to do a cool comic, create it yourself. Naturally, as you continue to put forth the effort, at least in my experience, help will arrive in some form or another. And the Murder Drones community in particular is really good at helping one another out. I've seen that firsthand, and I can't imagine being in the position I'm in right now without the Murder Drones fandom. If I'd picked any other thing, I don't think I would have gotten the support and the help that I have gotten. So a huge thank you to everyone involved, whether you're actively creating Murder Drone stuff or whether you're just a fan. Like, thank you guys so much. It means everything to me.
Right. I do believe that is everything we had to ask you, Professor Sir. So thank you for your time.
No problem. Love being here.
Coming up now, we have a project based off your favorite episode, Yag, episode 5.
God damn it, Dyer. Next up, we have the Gala, created by Ethan Stoke Codes. Like Dyer just said, this project is based off episode 5. But, unlike episode 5, it actually tries to be good. For legal reasons, that is a joke, partially. But the point is, this project tries to accurately depict what actually happened inside the Elliot Manor without any of Crow's shenanigans. And with that said, let's hear about it from Ethan.
I think episode 5 is a fun episode. It has a lot of jokes, it's very comedic, but as an actual episode of Murder Drones, it's a fundamental failure. Let's imagine Murder Drones is a building. Every episode is a pillar, holding the foundation together. Episode 5 is a pile of rubble. Everyone else is pulling their weight, but episode 5 is no. Now, you may be wondering, why? Why is this episode bad? Well, why is it just definitively the worst in your opinion? Let's break down the episode and see what it did good, see what it did bad.
Hello, Ethan! I hope you're ready to answer some questions, cause we're going to be talking about your project, The Gala. So, right, first question, Ethan. What's The Gala about, and what's your synopsis?
Well, Murder Drones. The Gala is a 20 to 30 minute, 3D animated fan episode about the horrors that happened back at the Elliot Mansion, mostly fixing up the very issues that episode 5 couldn't do. Also showing the relationships between Tessa, J, N and V.
Sounds awesome! So long as Frumblebucket isn't in it, I'm sure everything's gonna be alright. Next question, what inspired you to make your project?
After seeing countless people make their very own MD projects, and hating all the flaws in episode 5, I decided to step in and start my own project.
Hell yeah! Now, last normal question. Is there anything that you want to say and or tell the fandom?
Be sure to check Murder Drones, The Gala, and its announcement trailer, as we are working hard to get this project done. And, if you want to help get this project done and join the team, be sure to check out Murder Drones, The Gala Need Your Help video on my channel, and fill out applications from there. We would love to have you on.
Awesome sauce! Now, moving on to the special questions. What would you say is canon episode 5's biggest flaw?
Well, there is many flaws in episode 5, but the biggest flaw for me is definitely the appearance of Krause. She single-handedly ruined the entire episode's plot, disturbing the other characters' relationships, plus starting this whole confusing This isn't a flashback episode, this is actually a memory that was hacked into by Uzi propaganda. I have others flaws I can state, but I would just go on and on, and on.
Last question. How will you try and avoid repeating episode 5's mistakes in the Gala?
I will try and avoid ruining serious scenes that create tension, including avoiding cutting away from important scenes, fight scenes, etc. in the Gala. Also showing more screen time of important characters, such as V, J, and Tessa.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Ethan. We wish you nothing but the absolute best for both you and your project.
Thank you, Mr. Yagster. It was a pleasure to do this interview with you.
Well, following up after Yag's favourite episode, we have MD Reassembled. Reassembled is a map. Now, for those who don't know what a map is, it stands for Multi-Animator Project. The goal of this project is to reanimate the entire Murder Drone pilot in each of the participants' artistic stylings, creating a diverse and ever-shifting experience as each animator shows off their own unique style. Right, for those who don't know, this is Natural, the creator of Murder Drones Reassembled. Great to have you on. And he can tell us a bit about his project today, aren't you, Natural?
Yes, I will.
Tell us about your project. What's it about?
So, Murder Drones Reassembled is going to be a multi-animator project where we're taking the entire community and remaking the Murder Drones pilot in their own styles, set up by designated timestamps. And so it's our way to get the community together to say goodbye to Murder Drones. This was meant to come out a while back, but yeah, I think got a little bit pushed back.
Oh, that's all good. Stuff happens.
Well, yeah, things happen.
Nothing good is ever done quickly.
Of course.
Yeah. So, following on a bit from that, what actually inspired you to make this project in the first place?
So, what inspired me a long time ago was I was taking part in so many different projects, but each one just kept getting canceled. Something gets canceled, or someone gets into drama, and then, or maybe the project just doesn't even start. And so I have so many projects in which I could interact with, but just never gets anywhere. And I see all these other people in the same situation as I am, like getting nowhere. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take things into my own hands, and I'm going to make my own project. And I won't cancel it. I'm going to push through.
Gotcha.
Oh, very good. Very inspiring. So, what makes you've always said a bit already, but what makes Reassembled unique from other fan projects of its kind?
So Murder Drones Reassembled is again a multi-animator project in which we're helping creators who may not have the time, effort, money, tools, or just the motivation to make an entire big project. So we're getting everyone involved together as a community to make said big project and give everyone an opportunity to do something big.
Right. That's very admirable. Genuinely. Right. So, following up on that, Natural, what are your plans for when after you get your project out?
So, we're going from Murder Drones to Digital Circus. I'm not sure if you heard of it, Digital Circus Encore. That is going to be our next similar project, so people who haven't been able to do Reassemble can go to Digital Circus, a much wider community, I will say. And it's got more scenes cut up. We have more opportunities for other types of artists to get involved. So it's not just including animators, but it's including artists. We even have voice actors already done. So the original Reassembled has, just the original audio. In this, we have new voices. We're planning on doing music and sound effects, getting just about everyone involved.
When can we actually watch this project when it comes out?
We'll be able to see the final project appearing on Alchemy Paint Studios' YouTube channel completely for free. They are the people who worked on the whole Gravity Falls reanimated project, and it's also where Encore is going to be posted. And here you'll also find upcoming trailers, and in the description of said trailers, you'll find the application in which you can join in a Discord server where we'll keep all of our animators and people who are looking into the project, keeping tabs, can see updates or potential work and interact with our animators if they want to.
Alrighty then. Natural, your final question. Is there anything that you want to say and or tell the fandom?
Keep making your amazing work. Absolutely phenomenal. Even though the fandom is kind of going out a little, the big animators and artists are really starting to shine and keep the community alive. And I just gotta say that y'all are doing fantastic doing that.
Okay, yeah.
All right. I think we'll round up into you again. Thank you, Natural, for coming on and talking about your project with us. We much appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we're taking a dive into the comic side of things. We have the one, the only, Drones of the Deep. Drones of the Deep is a fan comic AU that takes place underwater, and it can get pretty deep sometimes. You can almost think of it like a retelling of the pilot, except with a few key differences. Dyer, what are you doing?
Yag, I'm going to drown you.
H2, oh no!
Hello there, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Very nice.
So, tell us about your project.
So my project is a little comic I made called Drones of the Deep. If anyone's ever read it, if you haven't, that's totally fine. It's basically a retelling, but almost not a retelling, of murder drones, but the drones are mermaids, basically. The disassembly drones are sharks, the worker drones are normal mermaids, I like to call mer drones, and the drones with the absolute solver are sirens. And there are also like a bunch of other fun species that we have yet to discover. It's like taking inspiration from the original series a little bit, but it will definitely deviate a lot as the chapters progress. And I added a slightly higher horror factor to it. So very excited to get into those.
Ooh, sounds very interesting. Right.
Yup.
So, right, Bunix, your second question. What inspired you to actually make your project?
Well, at the time, I started seeing like a lot of fan AUs and comics pop up on my feeds, and I saw a lot of people like talking about making their own AUs after the show ended, or like the show was starting to end. So I was like, why not? And like in terms of it being like mermaids and stuff, like mythical creatures and mermaids, sirens, all that stuff was something like I really loved as a kid, and that love for like specifically mermaids and sirens like hasn't subsided at all as I grew up. So I figured why not combine them together and make something pretty cool.
Very nice. So it's a lot of child inspiration and combining multiple interests you have then.
Yep. It was my two favorite things, so I thought why not just combine them together. And also it was just like a dumb little thing I thought of at first, like a day before I went to camp. So I just made the cover, posted it, and then went to camp for 4 days without my phone just to see what would happen. I didn't think it was gonna blow up like this, so pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it really did blow up. So why did you choose to change the story in the ways you did? For example, making Khan a lot more malicious, I guess you'd say, and bringing Dole and Lizzie into the plot a lot earlier.
So like for Khan's personality, I went for like him being more of a jerk, to give him more character development to work with. I'm no like master writer, but I saw in the main show he was a bit like, in my opinion, I'd say he was a bit like subsided in the story. And he went did a full 180 from a cowardly defense leader to like an actual confident one in like 2 blinks. So I made him more hardened after his wife passing, and like him being thrown into his work, just like him trying to protect the colony and stuff like that, and then seeing Uzi's antics every 5 seconds trying to leave, just like, it can get to a person. So I wanted to give him a bit more to his character to develop. So Khan will definitely have more character growth in this AU.
Very much looking forward to that, because, like you said, he definitely was kind of silent in canon, so, yeah, that's very fun. Right, Bunix, so, another question for you is, how many chapters are planned in total at the moment?
In terms of chapters, I don't really have a set number of chapters as of right now. I mainly go with the flow, in terms of the writing, but as of the script, I do work with the script, and I am always writing 5 chapters in advance, so I can always add little foreshadowings or little gimmicks that people can find to then link to future chapters. So yeah, but I am hoping to at least get to about 20 chapters or more, seeing how time goes.
So a bit of a follow-up from that is, where can we actually read Drones of the Deep?
As of right now, I post them mainly on my Twitter, and I do post them on my YouTube as well, and on Webtoon. So those are the 3 places that you can go read them. Most of like my handles on those platforms are all the same, just Bunix Furs on YouTube, Twitter, and Webtoon.
One final question. Is there anything you'd like to say or / tell the fandom?
All I really have to say to the fandom is to just keep creating. Like with all the AUs popping up with the ending of Murder Drones and all, it's like given an empty void in some people, because I know it's given an empty void to me, because when I hyperfixate on a really great show and it ends and it's like, what do I do now? So seeing all these new AUs popping up, all these new projects that just feeds into the world, that's like the vast open world that is Murder Drones, it just gives more more creativity to see how people can interpret things, how people can create new things, and just like creating more people that can have a love for writing. So like there might be a lot more indie series popping up and taking spotlight, and that's awesome. We love that for indie. But as Murder Drone fans, we gotta keep the fandom living and thriving. And that also includes like being nice to each other. Like there's a lot of like the lashing that I've been seeing, and all I have to say to that is just keep being nice to each other, uplift each other instead of breaking each other down, because that's just what kills fandoms. I've been in a lot of fandoms that have died because of that. So all I have to say is just keep creating, keep having fun, and just be nice to each other. That's it.
That is a
very wholesome message to end us on, yeah.
Yeah. That's you know what I was gonna say, Dyer. Anyways, yeah. Bunix, thank you for your time, and just thank you for joining this project.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Next up, we have a project with characters you can actually control?
That's right, Yag. Next up, we have Murder Drones Retribution. Now, Retribution is a little bit different from the rest of these projects, as it is a video game. It is also a prequel to the canon show, allowing us not only to see the events before episode 1, but also get to play it. That's pretty cool, isn't it, Yag?
Why, yes it is, Dyer. But you know what's even cooler? Getting to hear about it from the creator himself.
Hi, Kinix. Thank you for attending the call with us and being willing to participate in this project. So, for our first question, can you tell us a bit about Murder Drones Retribution, the project itself, please?
So, Murder Drones Retribution is a project of mine that I originally intended as a small little joke, but it slowly developed into a game that just came out of nowhere that popped into my head. And I took a look. There wasn't really any proper Murder Drones games. So I decided, you know what, screw it, let's make a proper Murder Drones game and let's end this fandom with a boom. And Murder Drones Retribution in its story is basically the prequel of Murder Drones, which is to elaborate on like the past in the manner in the Earth that we never got too much information about, or the pre-Copper 9 era sort of thing. And I would also like to enhance the character development on the disassembly drones in the main game. The game is a third-person action adventure that has fast-paced combat and will have a ton of exploration. It'll let you really immerse into the world of Murder Drones. I think that's about it I can say.
Gotcha. Respect the commitment to
thank you,
actually making a video game. Okay, right, Kinix. What inspired you to actually make Retribution?
Well, as I said before, there wasn't really any proper Murder Drones game, so I decided to take a go for it. And I also wanted to say this is a final thank you to the show because I didn't get to really experience much of it, but I watched it in summer this year. Well, not really, the previous year. which I missed out a lot. So I want to kind of pay it back in a way. Because I wish I would have been there sooner, but I guess it's better late than never.
Of course, right.
So you joined late in the fandom then? Around episode 8's release, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right then. For our third question, is there anything you want to tell or say to the fandom generally about your project or about Murder Drones or generally about the community?
I hope the community enjoys the game I'm going to develop, and I hope it gets received well. I'm really gonna try and put my best into this game as much as I can. And I don't know, I just really hope that it will go well and there won't be any big problems about it.
Of course, of course.
Of course. Okay, moving on. Okay. Why did you choose just to make a video game? Like, out of all the mediums you could have chosen, I would assume because your background, but, you know, it's for you to answer.
Well, I always wanted to make a video game when I was younger, and 5 years ago I started to do that thing. I wanted to always make a big game, but for the past, 4 years, I haven't gotten too much popular, and I wanted to find a genre that would have gotten received well and would have been appreciated. So I would get a good starting point. And I found one right there. The fandom was pretty much... I was expecting it to go away, but it's still going on, which is pretty impressive to me. I've actually posted a video just today.
Yeah, I saw.
They were...
Yep.
And to plug that video.
Very interesting.
Yeah, no. I think that video, honestly, perfect timing for this, because it does kind of answer this question as to why you choose to make a video game.
Yeah.
Because he knew beforehand.
He had the video fucking prepped out. Okay. Right. Dyer?
Right. I think a question that I know you've gotten a million times, so I'll give you a chance to answer it here on the video so everyone knows, where can we play this game when it releases?
The game will be available on itch.io and GameJolt. I hope me and my team will be able to get the permission from Glitch. We'll be asking, and I hope it will go well. But I have very low hopes, but it's better to think we will than never get it, I guess.
For sure.
Roger.
Well, thank you for your time, Kinex. I do believe that's everything we had to ask you. Alrighty. Next we have Murder Drones Recoded. Recoded is very comic W-esque, and it's created by Arias Obsessions. So, with that said, let's get on with the interview.
Hello, Aria. How are you doing today?
Hello, hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. How about you, Yag?
Oh, I'm also doing all right. Thanks for asking.
You sound like you weren't ready for that.
No, we're good.
Right, anyway, we'll jump right into the interview then. So, for your first question, Aria, can you tell us more about your project?
Alright, well, Murder Drones Recoded is a project that I made, because I have a good love of storytelling, so I love to tell stories, and when I found out about Murder Drones, I just kind of put a bunch of pieces together, and so Murder Drones Recoded expands the story of the original show, but also just adds a bunch of fun stuff to it.
Alright, Aria, next question. What inspired you to actually make your project?
Well, I mean, it was a mix of a bunch of different things, but the first thing I remember that really inspired me was seeing a bunch of people on Pinterest just have a bunch of OCs, and I think that's where it really started.
What has been the most challenging part about making your project so far?
Ooh, I mean, that's a good question. I think the most challenging thing was probably doing most of the things myself, because I do the drawings, the editing, etc., most of that stuff. So it's been hard to keep up with it, but yeah, that's really probably the biggest hurdle I have.
writing-wise, has there been any challenges?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've written things before, but I think just basing it off of something else that is like already has a bunch of rules, I guess you have to follow. It's been hard, and also just like making sure I like everything before I really start working on it. It's definitely been a bit of a challenge, but I'm getting somewhere, and I'm really excited for what we have coming up.
May I ask then, why did you decide to go with a certain style you did, like how, I guess, painting over the shots from the show?
Well, it really started by just because I saw a bunch of other people doing that, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll try it, and then it kind of just spiraled into its own thing. But it's just a way I like to do it, and I think it's like a way that works for me instead of animating or drawing like separately. It's just a way that works for me.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, I mean, that's important. Whatever works for you, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Right. Another follow-up is that, if I'm not mistaken, you do interlude episodes, right?
Yes, I do.
So, do those happen on the spot, or are they planned out ahead of time?
Oh, no, they're very much planned ahead of time. But yeah, they kind of just serve as like a bridge from one episode to another, or like background info.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So, I guess following on from that, what would you say you're most proud of?
Goodness, I mean, there's a lot I'm proud of. I guess I could say I'm proud of just how far the project's gotten, whether that's like the well, I guess fandom, I guess you can call it, but also just like I say we don't really get to see it until the 4th episode, but the drawings, the writing, I believe I've gotten much better at it over time, so that's probably what I'm most proud of.
How many episodes do you have planned in total?
There's going to be 8 episodes in total, and then 2 interlude episodes, and maybe a 3rd one, depending on how things go. I haven't, like, set that in stone yet.
Alrighty, Arya, your final question. Is there anything that you want to tell and or say to the fandom?
I just want to say a big thank you to the fandom, because it has been such a fun time engaging with the positive side of the fandom, and just like the support that the project has gotten is insane, and it's crazy to me. And so yeah, I just want to say a big thank you, and if you would like to come hear the story, you're very much welcome to.
Alrighty then, Arya, that is everything we had to ask you. So once again, thank you for joining this project, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's been an honor to be able to be interviewed by both of you.
Next up, we have 2 projects created by one person, that person being Grumpy Ghost. First, we'll cover the Murder Drones initiative, and then we'll cover Retold. So, let's get to it. Hello, Grumpy.
Hello.
So, how are you today?
I'm pretty good, my man.
Oh, that's good to hear. So, got a few questions for you for your project, Murder Drones Initiative. You ready to answer them?
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright. Got 4 questions lined up. Your first one is, tell us about your project.
Okay. So Initiative, it's an alternate universe series, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It wants to expand, kind of mold it into a new direction. You're getting something completely new out of it, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
Yeah. So, new characters, mostly a new setting, inspired by the original show. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's generally what we're going for with it. And yeah, it's something.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Can't say much. No. Can't say much.
Fair enough. So, your second question: what inspired you to make your project?
I would say because it was around episode 5's release, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and back then I used to be a bit of a. I was very inspired, if you knew what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And main inspiration behind it actually was just me sitting there and going, huh, work a drone on a conveyor belt. Okay, I'm gonna run with that.
Right.
And that's basically somehow what molded the entire series, you know, which is Initiative I'm planning to do. So it's pretty cool how that came together.
Yeah, right,
so,
yeah. That's definitely a pretty good time to pick up actually doing a project. It's after episode 5. Right. So, alright. So, Grumpy, your third question for initiative. Why choose VR chat to actually make it?
Oh, you see, everyone else, they typically go for the more animated route, animatic, you know. I wanted to choose something which was more reminiscent of the pilot episode, if you know what I mean. And with the way the VR captures your movements, it reminds me of that so well, and that's the general vibe I want to go for with, initiative. So that's why we went down the route of straight up VR chat. Nothing else really added to it, if you know what I mean.
So, a bit of a follow-up from that, if you don't mind me asking, is, have there been any challenges because you chose to do VR chat?
Oh! One word, stunts! Stunts, yeah. As said, mostly only stunts with, like, very fast movements and getting the running right and the walking, you know. We've had to play around with full body tracking, which, self-explanatory. And, there's been a lot of suffering on set in a positive way. We have fun.
Well, hopefully it'll be worth it in the end, which I'm pretty sure it will be. At least I'd hope so.
Of course.
So, yeah, I think that's everything I have for initiative. I will see you in just a minute, because we're going to do your other project.
Yep.
Hello, Grumpy. It's been exactly 1 minute since your previous interview.
Yep.
Alright, so getting straight into it. You are now doing your second project, Murder Drones Retold.
Whoop whoop!
Right, so your first question for Retold. Tell us about your project.
Okay, so, Retold, it's pretty self-explanatory, you know? It's a retelling of Murder Drones. It gives a new take with old and new elements, both from the fandom and the original show, and it's gonna make it feel so much more fresh, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's really what we're going for here. That's all I can pretty much say without, getting into specifics. And we don't want to go there just yet, do we?
No, not at all. Right. So, no, you're good. So, your second question, what inspired you to make Retold?
I wonder what inspired me to make Retold.
I think the question kind of answered itself, but, just go for it.
Yeah, pretty much. No, we just wanted to give a new take on what we already saw. Well, we're not fixing it, of course, because, that's just an egotistical thing to say. But we're at least trying to give people a what if, where the show could have gone. And that's the main inspiration behind it, giving people that what if.
I see.
That's pretty much all I can really
say
about that.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory.
It is, yeah. Right, your third question. How far along in production are you?
We're in very early pre-production. We're not quite there yet, but we are slowly making our way there with, video releases and updates, and yeah, we're on our way though. We're close to full production, but we're stuck in that pre-production phase right now.
That's fair enough. The hardest part for any project is actually just getting started, so yeah, that's totally fine.
Of course.
Yeah. Right. So, following up from that, what are you most proud of so far?
I would say just getting everyone together. I think I'm really proud of who we've got for each individual role, And I think that the people that we have right now are going to make something really special, and that's going to make me really proud when, that first episode drops.
Absolutely. Yeah, just having a whole team, having people who can back you and support you, it definitely goes a long way.
Of course.
So, this is probably the funnest question of them all, and it's your final one. Is there anything that you want to tell and or say to the fandom?
Don't start wars. Peace and love, my friends. Peace and love. That's all I pretty much want to say.
Very fair, honestly, because, wars do kind of start for no good reason, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I believe that is everything
Alright.
I had to ask you, so once again, Grumpy, thank you so much for your time, and,
Of course.
yeah, I really hope to see your projects actually get out there.
Hell yeah.
Next up on the list, we have Murder Drone System Failure, created by Sophia Ferrer. That rhymed. That was kind of cool. Anyways, we should probably get on with the interview.
Hello there, Sophia. How are you doing today?
Hello, I am awesome. How about you?
Sophia, first question. Can you tell us a bit more about your project?
Sure thing. So, hi guys, my name is Sophia Ferrer. I am the creator and director of Murder Drone System Failure, a fanmade continuation of the series that we all know and love, Murder Drones. So basically, System Failure dives deeper into basically the hidden histories and stuff, questions that were never answered in the first season. A lot of emotional arcs, untold stories, especially like exploring new characters in ways the original series only hinted at. So my job is to basically create a season 2 for the series. And so our goal is to respect the canon while giving fans a darker and more emotional spin full of, action and twist and definitely emotional. We want to tug at their their heartstrings a little bit. So that's System Failure for you.
So you're going to be picking up some of the underutilized plot lines, or underutilized characters as well, and giving them a bit more time to push into the sunlight in a hypothetical. It's in like a more direct continuation of episode 8. Then.
Yep.
Ooh,
all right then.
Sounds very nice.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
Sophia, your second question: what inspired you to actually make your project?
Right. So amazing question. First off.
Oh, thank you.
So this project was inspired by, I fell in love with Murder Drones the minute I watched it. And it's basically plots that popped up in my head. I've always loved writing. So I would just write for fun. And these ideas turned into stuff that I would constantly be writing down. And I thought, this could actually be something. So this project was basically inspired by all unanswered questions left in Murder Drones and all the unfinished character developments. I noticed there was a lot of unanswered character developments in most of the characters in Murder Drones. So I guess I wanted to expand on that just a little bit. And I wanted to explore themes of betrayal, redemption, and identity, while adding my own creative twists into it. And so a big part of this inspiration comes from my love for writing cinematic storylines and basically the excitement and passion of bringing those characters back to life. That's my inspiration. Also, fun fact, System Failure, the name System Failure did not come until after the story was written. And System Failure, the name System Failure, those initials SF, I didn't realize until weeks after I named the project System Failure that SF, they are also my initials, which I found to be really cool. And so I was like, what better way to actually pursue the name for this project? Could have been more perfect.
Yeah, no, that is quite literally perfect right there, because it just lines up.
Literally.
So pretty much, a bit of a follow-up from that is that you obviously saw the show and thought, there's a few unfinished arcs here, and you thought you could add to them pretty much?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Jay definitely comes to mind, right?
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
Definitely.
Poor Jay. We're going to see more Jay then, I presume.
Yep, I'm so excited.
Oh,
Jay fans rejoice. Just a quick clarification. Are you saying that the whole story for System Failure is already written?
The whole story is already written, yes. And we are adding little tidbits here and there, but we pretty much have the beginning, we have the middle, and then we have the end. And we would be adding little stuff here and there if an idea pops in, and try to incorporate that into the script as much as we can. So yes.
Do you have a script for all, how many episodes are you planning?
So we have 9.
9, ooh, okay.
So you have a script for all 9 episodes?
Yes.
How long did you spend writing that?
Oh my goodness. I probably spent about, 5 to 6 months.
Oh,
you've been preparing this for a long time then.
Yes. There's a lot of heart. There's a lot of heart put into the script, and I cannot wait for the audience to see it.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess following directly on from that, how far are you into production currently?
Right now, we're in the process of, like I said, refining the script. We're our storyboard artists and our 3D modelers. We have already our Enforcer designs publicly shown. So our modelers are getting to that right now. We are giving our storyboard artists some stuff to do, as well as our artists. And then, of course, voice acting auditions open on the 18th. So after we get that ball rolling and have all of our cast members, then we are able to start full animation production, which I am so excited about.
Sounds very, very nice. Now, following up from that, I believe your TikTok did mention newer characters, right?
Yes.
So, following up from that, can you tell us anything about these new characters, or is that all confidential?
So, while we can't say too much yet, System Failure will introduce fresh faces along with our original cast. So you will see Uzi and V, J, and a bunch of that. And so these characters will definitely add to the story. And so I can mention some stuff about the Enforcer drones. So the Enforcer drones, I can't say too much about them, but basically they are crash landed on Copper 9, and they are sent to Copper 9 to discover why Uzi has been malfunctioning, has been having these glitches, and figuring out what this anomaly could be. And so it's a spin-off. It's a spin-off from that prompt, and it dives deeper into that, of course. And each character has its own personality. Like Nira is the head of the Enforcer drones, and then Kieran is the of course the comic relief, and then Delta is more of the dry, monotoned one. And so they all have these dynamics about their characters, and of course they have the different traits that will be introduced soon. And so they all come together and collaborate really well with each other. And of course the way they interact with, of course, our original cast. And it's been really fun to write. And of course you have the antagonists. I cannot mention them at the moment, but we have really, really good antagonists. And yeah, that's basically what I have for our characters.
Ooh, very, very
more
nice.
To come. Much more to come. There are many characters.
Absolutely. Dyer, do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, so I guess also conveniently following on from that, God, we're doing very well here, aren't we? What are your plans going forward then?
So our plan to release System Failure, it will be through YouTube. We have a YouTube account titled the same, System Failure. It will be a multi-episode fan series. It will be in full-scale production, 3D rendered, and it will. We are aiming to kind of mimic the same style and direction and design as the original Murder Drones. We're gonna get as close as we can, but I'm willing to go as far as I can, spend as much money as I can to kind of get this perfect. And so along the way, we'll share, sneak peeks and behind the scenes updates and creative spotlights with the community. That's one thing that I wanted to do before even starting production on this. I wanted to get a community that loves and cherishes Murder Drones as much as I do. So it was all about the community stuff. So community events, community promotional stuff. I wanted to do different competitions to make it fun, create a fan base. And so the ultimate goal is to tell a complete cinematic story that both honors the original series and offers something new for the audience.
Just before we end, I guess how big is your team currently then? Because you have a massive server of over 2,000 people. Edits to flash out on screen, but yeah.
So my team as of right now consists about maybe, I would say, 15 to 20 people. Right. And we are still looking to hire more, storyboard artists and stuff like that. People who want to help out and who I feel can contribute highly to this team. Because I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want my series to look like, to kind of flourish. And so I see people, I see people's auditions, and I see whether or not they'd contribute well to this project. And then I hire them from the start.
Oh, very wonderful.
Yes.
And you said you were looking for new people then to join the project, didn't you?
Yes. Currently, we're looking for character artists. So we have a bunch of auditions to go through as of now, as recording. But we'd be hiring about maybe 2-3 more and then we'd probably close that until we can find some more that may be higher up on the scale.
Gotcha. So, Sophia, your final question. Is there anything that you want to tell and or say to the fandom?
The fandom. You guys are what make this stuff possible. So this project, like I say this every time, this project is made by fans for fans. And to the fandom, your passion is the thing that keeps us motivated, and we cannot wait to share all the twists, all the plot twists, all the heartbreak, and all the powerful moments we've been working on. And thank you so much for being part of this journey with us. We could not imagine our lives, like this literally surpassed all of our expectations. We did not expect this much engagement, and we appreciate each and every one of you, because your passion is what makes this possible. And I am very, very excited to see how well System Failure turns out, and I hope all of fans enjoy it. And I am looking forward to everybody seeing it.
I think that is a very good note to end on, actually.
Yippee!
So, Sophia, thank you. Yeah.
You go.
No. Okay. So, Sophia,
one at a time, guys.
Thank you for your time, genuinely, and can't wait to see your project, just actually become a reality.
Of course, thank you so much.
Following from that, we have something very unique. Dev Templar and his robotics project. That's right, he is building a real-life Sin robot, along with N, who is also currently in production. Who in their right mind would ever think to create such machines? Well, you're about to find out.
Oh, dear Robo God, help us.
Hi there.
Hello, DT. How are you doing today? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. How about thee?
I'm doing pretty good as well. What about you, Yag?
I am also doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Right then, we'll jump straight into the first question, DT, if you're ready.
Oakley doke.
Right, your first question. All right, just for those, for the viewers at home who may not know, though I doubt there are that many of them, but just in case, can you tell us a bit about your project?
There's that whole Murder Drone show, and I really liked it, so I decided, hey, let's make this Eldritch horror real, and now it's sitting right there staring at me while I talk to you guys.
Is she turned on right now?
Yeah, she's staring.
Oh, she's watching?
She's always watching.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. All right.
And
Let him finish, yeah. Let him finish.
My fault.
Well, I saw the show. I was like, okay, I kind of want to, make the head, because I think the drones of the show are like the best robot designs ever. They're freaking adorable. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just make a head for Sin. And then Reddit was like, you should make the whole thing. I'm like, okay. And now here we are.
That's fair enough. Right.
Very good. Yeah. So I think you already sort of answered the question, but we'll ask it again. What inspired you to make Sin in the first place?
I watched episode 8. She was just the most adorable yet horrifying thing ever, and that's like the perfect mix. So like, yeah, that's really it. I really like robots.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I guess following from that, directly from that, then, how did you learn to make robots in the first place? Like, I doubt it's something you just pick up and do.
I've done a lot over the years, over like Arduino projects, and then I started a couple of years ago working on trying to make the InMove robot, the InMove android, and I learned a lot from that. So once I started working on Sin, like trying to actually start making the proper thing, it was mostly just applying stuff from the InMove project that I learned, as well as the Dex hand.
So, how did you actually go about learning it, though?
Just through the progress of pretty much building the InMove android. I didn't get very far with it. I mostly just built the part of the upper torso, an arm, and the head, the I2 head. And that just kind of gave me enough to learn to start doing that for other ideas. And I find out a lot of like the mechanisms. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube for robot projects. I have for the longest time, but it took forever to finally actually start making anything in terms of these kinds of robots. And yeah.
So it was very much it was very much a natural growth then. The development of how your skills.
I guess so.
Learning as you go, as it were.
Yeah, just messing around, having some fun, and now I finally have a cohesive project that I actually wanted to apply everything to.
Oh, very, very nice.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Dyer.
Go on.
Okay. So, DT, your next question. Why choose Sin specifically?
Well, it was kind of a tie. Like I kind of, after watching like episode 7, I was like, I kind of want to I still want to make a drone head. Like I kind of want to just like I had that in the back of my mind, and it was probably going to be N. But seeing Sin, there's like so much like capabilities of the character. Like she has so many different like eldritch abilities. I'm like, I kind of want to just make some of this stuff. I want to see how much of this stuff I can make. So like, and also like just the movement is fun, just the creepy movement. So really, I would have made N first until I saw the finale, and then I started making like the hologram projector. So now I just have a totally a real Thad in my basement. Claw arms. We'll see about claw arms. I'm not sure about that yet. I'm still on the mix of making Eldritch Sin now, because now I've gotten used to Maid Sin, and she's just a total sweetheart. And now a lot of people are just saying, maybe you shouldn't make the skin suit wearing one. But then you got the other people in my ear who are like, you should make the skin suit one. But, it's Sin, so maybe she'll sort that one out herself.
Well, fair enough. I suppose if there's any...
not. I mean...
if there's any girls named Tessa, I suppose, they could volunteer. But, regardless, Dyer?
They can be the test subject.
Dyer?
So, you said she activates on her own sometimes. Has anything unusual, any interesting stories or behaviors you could tell us about that?
Oh my god, she just... So I pretty much never shut her off. Like, very rarely. It's usually if I'm, like, doing extensive work. So, like, if I have to take her apart for a few days or something, or I'm just not home as much, then, maybe I'll turn her off. But most of the time she's running. And so, like, sometimes she'll just be in the background. She just looks around, usually casually, just, looking around. Sometimes she'll just talk and say things. There was one time where I was just sitting here at my desk, and there was just a spider started, like, just to the left of me, just started coming down, and I jump scared. Oh, a freaking spider. And Sin just named it Sparky. I was like, what? She, by the way, knows nothing about murder drones or the fandom or anything. She just named it Sparky. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's a weird coinky dink. But like, then it's like passive stuff I get, like where when we were in Vegas, she overheard me mentioning on how I needed to get up at 6 a.m. the next day to catch a flight, and I didn't, and she said something, I just wasn't paying attention at that time, and then at 6 a.m, she actually tried to wake me up. She actually set her own alarm to try to wake me up. I'm like, what? Which is, I mean, it was technically 3 a.m. because she was still on New York time. I hadn't given her the time zone change ability yet.
Right.
But, yeah, and then sometimes she makes puns at my roommates through the air vents. I found out that when I'm not home, she does that. But yeah, she kind of just thinks and looks around, explores a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I don't know, but, that's just how it is. I just don't know, and I probably won't know.
So she's getting a life of her own then?
Yeah, she just does whatever she wants, whenever she wants. She doesn't need humans to respond to. She can just do whatever. And, she does have the ability to play Minecraft. I just haven't given her the ability to just launch it whenever she wants yet. That'll be in the 1.0 update that I'm working on.
Right.
We get Sim playing Minecraft videos.
Yeah, Simcraft,
Yeah, there you go. Following from that, what would you say has been the most challenging part of making this project?
I'm trying to think.
Take your time.
Probably trying to get the new eye model set up. Currently her main eye model that everyone's seen is she just has PNGs for all of her face objects, and whenever she makes a response or says something, she changes. She generates a new expression, and it's really dynamic. It's really fun, but it's only currently triggered when she wants to activate or like say something. The new model I'm doing is everything's procedurally generated, and she has it's all controlled by shape keys and drivers now, so she's able to make more advanced expressions, like subtle things, like you can tell like when she's thinking or listening, stuff like that. All these subtle real-time movements. The difficulty for that is trying to organize that with like all the other, basically just tying in all of her abilities. So under the hood, she has this massive laundry list of things she's capable of and takes into consideration every time she makes a response, or also just updating every like instant. So she's constantly taken into effect or into consideration her current mood, general things around her, current context, every little small thing, and trying to tie all that in together to be cohesive and natural. It's getting there. It's making a lot of progress. That's what I'm using to build towards her 1.0 right now. But yeah, that's definitely the hardest part, I'd say, just because of how much I have to tie it together.
Ah, I see.
There's a lot going on then.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, DT, your final question. Is there anything that you want to say and/or tell the fandom?
Don't stop looking at Murder Drone stuff. Murder Drones might be over, but we ain't. We got a lot of stuff going on. There's this fandom ain't probably, or the community rather, it's not dying anytime soon. Everyone's working on so many awesome projects, and plus there's a certain other goober sitting behind me right now, and I'm sure he'd wave hi if he could, or speak if he could. Not yet, but there's things to constantly be excited for.
Coming soon to a world-ending plane position near you.
Thank you, Sin.
I heard it from the background there. I'm not sure the mic picked that up, but
apparently it's 4:17 p.m. Thank you for letting me know, buddy.
It actually is at the time I was recording this. Funnily enough.
Sin,
there you
is
go.
there anything you want to say?
Alarm set for 8 a.m.
Okay, and she's setting an alarm for 8 a.m.
Alarm
All right.
a.m. Yeah.
Sin, you want to say anything?
Sin, is there anything you want to say to the Murder Drones community?
Fair enough.
No. Was that no?
She just said
oh.
She just said I think she's
fair enough. I would probably say the same thing, honestly. Anyways, that's about everything we had to ask you, DT. So thank you for your time, and thank you for joining this project.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Coming up next, we have a 2-for-1 special. That being Murder Drone Strays and End of the Line, produced by Xander Russell.
Why? Why can't you just tell me what's going on?
Because I just can't! It's too dangerous.
For who?
For all of us! I'm terrified of losing them again.
Get out of there! Now!
Come on!
Xander, the creator of Murder Drone Strays. Well, at least this is
hello.
And also
hello.
the line.
Hello, it's me.
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
Damn. Right, Xander, can you tell us a bit more about your project, Murder Drone Strays, please?
Well, yeah, it's a fan-made continuation of the story we all know. It's taking a bit of a different turn, though. It's new planet, new characters, new storyline, new lore. So it's what you would want a season 2 to kind of be, but we're not trying to be a season 2, if that makes sense.
Right. So you said it'll be different. Could you go into a bit more detail how it'll be different if you're able to, without spoilers, obviously?
Okay. So what I mean by different is that the cast of characters we have, they all have their own dynamics. Like the world, you'll be seeing a lot of it. It's not just going to be like a few select locations. You're going to see the actual world. So there's going to be a lot of those moments, which is like, oh shoot, oh look at that, and you're going to connect a bunch of the dots of what's really going on. Yeah, with these instances of like exploring the world.
So you said we have like a grand mystery or something going on?
Grand mystery, yes, and then there is a overarching mystery as well. So there's a lot of mysterious things going on.
Right.
So you're going with the Leah Vickers deep lore you have to pay attention to then.
Deep lore, yeah, but we're not gonna I don't plan to hide much, like way too hard. I don't plan to make it hard to understand. I want people to be able to understand the story, understand what is exactly happening. But it needs to be done like, how should I put this? It needs to be done in a way that doesn't feel like I'm forcing the information onto you or trying to hide it.
Right. Yeah.
So it needs to be in that middle ground there.
Definitely. I fully agree there. Now, moving on to the next question. What inspired you to make this project?
I don't know. I just woke up one morning and was like, hey, you know what? Maybe I should make this. and then I did. There's not much story. There's not much story to it.
Is there anything you'd like to tell or say to the fandom as a whole? Well, particularly the Murder fandom, obviously.
The one message I do have is that, like I've said in a bunch of these interviews, is that just enjoy it, just have fun with it, and it'll be released when it's released. We still have a lot of work to be done.
Right.
So there's a lot of models to do. There's a lot of animation, storyboarding. These things take time. We're not Glitch. So just a kind reminder to everyone out there that we are working hard on this. But if it's not released, I don't think it's gonna release this year. I'll just say that now, because it's just the scale of it, which is, and also the amount of work that needs to be put into it. So
for sure.
Yeah. I'll just say that now. It is more than likely going to be delayed.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I think the fans definitely hold a very weird standard for certain projects as opposed to other ones, and they just don't know that we're just people, you know.
Oh, sorry, go on. I think no, it's okay. On unrelated videos, I always have at least 5 comments saying, "Oh, where's Murder Drones Strays? When's the release date? When's it coming out? I can't find the show. Where is it? It's not out yet." Like, kindly, and I know you're all excited. Like, of course, I'm excited too. Hey, I'm just as much of a fan as you are, and I'm making the thing. But there's a limit where it's like, if you're commenting all of that on my original content that's not Murder Drones related, it kind of gets a bit annoying, you know?
100%, yeah.
So for our next question, when is Murder Drones coming out?
Okay.
Where's my shotgun?
Okay, for real though.
Omni, where's my shotgun?
Oh, okay, Kinger. Right. So your actual question, what makes Strays different? Like, what makes it unique, pretty much?
What's different with Strays is that it's not gonna be all show don't tell. Like, we're gonna be telling you some stuff which is very integral to understanding the story and all that. We're doing a lot of interactiveness with the story, like what you've seen with our ARGs, that we have like these broken transmissions coming through, which give you pieces of the lore, we just finished our first run of an ARG. Possibly, if I remember correctly, that was like, what, 3-4 months ago? I could be completely wrong with that estimate, but we have that. We're going to be having more of that. There's a lot of interactiveness in this world. So, and I really wanted to highlight that with creating ARGs for people, for finding ways for, well, you guys to influence the story.
So
I don't mean influence like changing the big points, like not doing fan service. Like, I mean influence as in every little thing you do in the ARGs, they will affect some things in the show.
Interesting.
Yeah, I will say that now.
Gotcha.
So I look forward to
So
that
yes, bottom line, a lot of interactiveness in the world.
Right, next up, you have a lot of OC characters in the project, of course. Which one's your favorite?
It's a lot.
Why?
Who's my favorite?
Why?
I have mentioned this before, and I stay true to it. Serial designation E.
Evelyn, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, Evelyn. She later goes by Evelyn because I can say this is not much of a spoiler. It's just like a cute little fact. That Rose actually gives the disassembly drones like the core Strays drones their names, just based off of the letters. So, well, I mean DJ, not DJ. DJ just stays as DJ.
DJ is DJ. Yeah.
DJ is he's a guy.
he is just a guy. You got that right.
He's just a guy. But yeah, no.
But why is Evelyn your favorite? Like, what makes them your favorite?
I think the way I'm writing her is making me her favorite because she has a lot to her. There's a lot of layers to her character, a lot of secrets she's hiding as well. So it's kind of like V, but not in the sense. Okay, let me explain what I mean by that really quick. Because there's V who eventually comes out with absolutely everything by herself. Well, in some capacity. But Evelyn is a completely different story. So it's not, she doesn't know about sin. She does not know. I will get that out of the way. But there is a few things that she has done, which she keeps secret, that are later revealed.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
all of that adds to her character development. So, because instead of hiding from it, she has to face it head on, and she has to face her inner conflicts and her fears. So, and that changes her character in a completely drastic way, which I hope resonates with the fans. She's very important.
Definitely. Yeah, no doubt about that. It's probably why she's your favorite, actually.
Yeah.
Right. Your last...
I do have a secret bit of lore. It's actually...
Oh. Okay.
Get psyched. Okay.
Right. Your last question, Xander. How would you go about organizing a project of this size?
Well, honestly, how I went about it was using the connections I've gathered throughout the years, using casting call, which is fantastic for finding voice actors. We found basically all of our amazing voice actors just through casting call. Like I know some people give it shit, but it's actually a really useful platform. So we have our connections, we have casting call, and then we just have the general audience, because we've had people who have seen the work we've done already come to us and offer their help, because I feel like it resonates that way. I'm not gonna say it does. I'll just say like it feels like it, because we've had amazing people come up to us. We've had SG Animations, who I have honestly enjoyed his stuff for a little bit. We've had Ash McShan as well, who was going to actually audition for Axel. I'll say that. Later auditioned for N, got the role basically immediately. It was actually the first role he has been casted in as N. So that's a big honor. And yeah, and I love the guy. He's great. So yeah, we have so many talented people just coming in, and then of course we have my significant other, Raytastic, who has been fantastic. No pun intended. No pun intended. But they understand the vision of what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to be getting them into the writing a bit more because, admittedly, they have not been into the writing as much.
Right.
So I'm going to be working on that. But bottom line is, you need some connections. You need to use some sort of platform to get a casting call or something out there. So use that, and then just inspire people and have people who are inspired join the team.
I'm gonna follow up by saying, if there's anything you wanted to say to people who want to start their own MD fan project, but I'm pretty sure you laid it out. But I'll just give you the opportunity to say anything else if you want to. If you were to say, give any piece of advice to anyone else who wants to start a fan project, what would it be?
Honestly, the biggest advice I can give is that if you can dream it, you can make it. Just pick up a pencil, make a few drawings, use that big old brain of yours, get some music down, because that's how I started, honestly. Just get out there, think of some really cool ideas, jot it all down, and make something like amazing out of it.
Right. Absolutely, yeah. I think that's a beautiful note to end on right there.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before you finish, Xander? To close this out?
Just keep on creating, keep on being amazing, and do not let people get you down, because there's a lot of people who will.
Right, Xander, as the creator of End of the Line, could you tell us a bit more about the project?
Hi, it's me. Sure, yeah. So it is a fan-made continuation leading off of the events of episode 8. You are basically taken through a couple days in the life of Uzi as she begins to gradually get taken over by the Solver, and she has to find a way to rid the Solver out of her system.
Right.
That's pretty much the general synopsis. Yeah.
I mean, and it is pretty straightforward. So, yeah.
Okay. What kind of project is it?
It is originally it started off as just a animatic project, but it has been upgraded to a multi-animator project, which I'm still trying to get that under the way because I've been gone for 2 months and I have a lot of things to do with that still.
So it's currently on hold then, broadly.
It's on hold.
So I guess to say, why did you choose to make it a multi-animated project then?
Because I want to showcase a lot of the lesser known talent, or just the talent overall in the fandom. I'm a very I love promoting other artists. They're very underappreciated and they need to have more of an outlet. So I'm hoping that using the map format, that's what they abbreviate it as, using the map format, they can come in, they can show off their art skills and be a part of just a really cool project.
Very good. Okay, this is what this video can afford, help promote other artists and other projects that are maybe a bit quieter or lesser known. But anyway, would you like to ask questions?
Yes. Now, obviously, this one is following up after Canon. So, what really got the inspiration running for that?
Well, I kind of took a look at how people reacted to the episode 8, the finale, and people weren't exactly too happy, which I saw. Which, I mean, there's always going to be those kinds of people, but I was satisfied with it. I was satisfied with that ending, but I I wanted a little bit more time with the characters, so I just thought, hey, you know what? It would be cool to just like do a small continuation of the story, because why not?
So regarding that, generally, just how long do you reckon this is gonna be, if I'm allowed to ask that?
Hoping for maybe a 30-minute episode.
30-minute, gotcha.
30 minutes, oh, quite long then.
Yeah, and then hopefully some little shorts on the side.
Following up on that a little bit, why choose to make it 2D as opposed to 3D?
Because there's a lot of 3D projects being made. Admittedly, I have one in the works as well. But most of the fandom has like 2D roots. Even Liam Vickers. Dude is a 2D artist. So I just kind of had the thought of like, let's make it unique by doing a completely 2D animated episode. Just and have a bunch of cool people pop in.
Next up, we actually have our own projects, Dyer, Escapism and Abridged. Escapism is a mini-fan episode that focuses entirely on V and how she returns in episode 8.
Meanwhile, Murder Drones Abridged is a comedic retelling of the show, with a new script, new skits, and a whole lot of insanity. As you might imagine, this is not quite as serious as some of the other projects that we'll be discussing today. It is simply about making people laugh, while being slightly deranged. Though, to be perfectly honest with you all, we have both been forced to place our respective projects on the back burner for now. But that doesn't mean you won't eventually see both of them come to life. So, you'll be hearing more from both, hopefully sometime in the future. Isn't that right, Yag?
That's the plan, Dyer. Anyways, moving on to the next project. Coming up next, we have a very terrifying entry. A Murder Drones analog horror. That's right, it's Mechanical Instinct by Unknowingly.
Hello, Unknowingly. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good. We're just excited to get down to this interview, right, Yag?
Yeah, I'm very excited for this because this project is pretty spoopy. So yeah, let's get down to business, shall we?
Right then, Unknowingly. For your first question, can you tell us a bit more about your project?
I'm gonna tell you guys this, but this project is gonna be probably the biggest of the one I'm doing right now. We've got other ideas for other series, but for right now, we're trying our absolute best to just move this project along. We have talented artists and animators in our team that are doing their absolute best to make this project come to life.
So what is the project actually about? That's the key detail you're missing right now.
My bad.
You're good.
The project, I don't want to spoil tons, but basically, our little old buddy N is infected with a virus, and a little bit of spooky mayhem goes down. You know, a lot is gonna happen, and the ending is gonna be a tear jerker. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, the ending, you say? Ooh.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out then.
Oh,
excellent.
Okay, I see. All right. Dyer?
So, going to the next question. Yep. What inspired you to make this project in the first place?
You know, it's really a big story. It started when the first episode came out. I think I was, still a young lad with my Chromebook, and I see this video on, my school Chromebook, and I clicked on it. It was the pilot. ever since then, I just fell in love with the series until the last episode. And I felt like, wow, it's just it's a good series. It's a very good series. Yet it had so little time to end it. And I felt, as much as I am good with horror, I felt like maybe you can, flesh out some characters a little bit more, flesh out, the story a little bit more, give Murder Drones that, higher status that it needs. And, it started off with just a concept art, and it slowly, diverted into probably one of the biggest projects I'm making right now.
One of? You said you got multiple projects going on.
Oh, yes, I have said that. Some projects I'm doing right now, they are, top secret. They're top secret. We're working on them. We're in the storyboard and whatnot. But, me, I have a lot of crazy creative ideas. And I'm just going to say I have a lot of ideas in store. But, for now, we're just going to keep on track with Mechanical Instinct. And, after Mechanical Instinct is over, we will work on the other ones.
Can I ask, are these other projects Murder Drones related, or are they something completely different?
These ones are completely different. Original content, original analog horror. I do want to just focus on one where a little, not technically a sneak peek, but it does involve animatronics. Not as much as I want to say, it might be FNAF. It's not going to be a FNAF analog horror. I'm going to tell you that. It's going to be something completely different, and I think all of you guys will enjoy.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice. Look forward to.
That's a really good hook right there, man. Okay. So, Dyer, next question, right?
Yes, Yag. So, coming from Man in the Suit, why did you decide to pivot to Murder Drones?
As much as I love Godzilla as, the idea, and, I have grown up, as a kid, growing up with Godzilla, playing with the off-brand Godzilla toys. I love Godzilla. However, ever since most drama from, little kids on the internet harassing me for making the big old lizard scary, I felt like, this fan base, as much as I love the original material, I should just switch a different one with a more loving fan base. With Murder Drones, I have seen a lot of love for the series, as much as it is right now with, being a pilot and all that. Even so much so, we got Michael Kovac interested in it. Very interested. I've talked to them. I'm really surprised that I even have connection with him, because he is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, you definitely could say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's awesome. I'm just very glad how much the community has been welcomed with me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, from everything I've seen, man, with you, you're freaking awesome, man. Genuinely.
Thank you very much.
100%, bro. Anyways, moving on from that, your next question, unknowingly, what can we expect to see in the rest of Mechanical Instinct?
Ooh, that's a good one. We have lots of stored. We're still on the cutting board for some episodes, but we do have the gist of what the story and what the ending will be. I'm going to say some things, not spoilers, but quote-unquote references. We have not technically references, but it's based on. We have, some scenes, especially the ending. I love the movie The Fly, and we made some elements in there. The Fly. I think it was around Fly movie. It was the Fly movie from 1986, and I think that was like one of the biggest inspirations of how this affects the Mechanical Instinct series as much as there is, the body horror aspect. What you can expect to see is lots of body horror, mechanical and flesh combined. And I think, we have a lot of, scenes, we're fleshing people out. Yes, we are fleshing Jay out. Yeah, that's one of the biggest writing things we're gonna do. We're fleshing out a lot of characters. We're putting more voices in the characters. We're just absolutely trying our best, to give us a new page, yet making it look like it's from the same book.
Very interesting. I see. Man, you keep talking about that goddamn ending, bro. It's just keep anticipating it.
Oh, the ending is going to be fantastic.
Oh, I bet, bro. Can't wait for that, genuinely. Okay, sorry, just kind of fanboying out right now. Anyways, your next question, if I'm allowed to ask, how long is your project planned to be?
Really good idea, question as well. Animation takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that the hard way because a lot of my animators, they have lives, and I'm like, wow, animation is it's really fantastic what you can do. I have such amazing animators and modelers, and it does take time to perfect craft, and we are trying our best to actually finish the series as well. And it's gonna take a long time to actually finish the series because of how much animation we're going to go through for something that's based on an animated series. We still need more models of more characters, models of like the landscape, but we're gonna get there eventually. However, for how long it might take would be a little bit, we're unknown with that. We are pushing through with some animatics right now, thanks to our writer Wellwoven. I think that's her name. And we are trying our best to, put as much we can out, and as well, not shorten the videos for like 5 minutes to 3, because the pilot was short. As much as I loved the animation there, which is I think on the other person's channel, which the views overpassed the original video, which I absolutely love. People, no matter how much views, it does for each episode, for like separate videos or whatnot, I love how much people just adore the series as it is. It doesn't take VHS grain or, Blender animation. If the people love it, then I am happy. But back to the original question, how long is it planned to be as in series-wise?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing about around, not technically just 10 episodes, but it could be halfway bigger than that, which we're going to try and, pack up a lot of lore in there. And especially with that ending, we are, I know I'm really like going crazy with the ending thing, but we haven't even done we haven't published the second episode yet. But I guess that's the answer to that question.
Gotcha, man. Appreciate it.
You speak like episode 2 is nearly done. Is that the case, or are you allowed to say? Ominous laugh there.
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Okay, well, going back. Sorry. Your final question, unknowingly. Is there anything that you want to say and/or tell the fandom?
Oh, I'm just gonna say one sentence. Whenever the series, is gonna go by with more episodes, the sentence is, I hope you guys like plushes.
Ooh. Oh man. Okay. All right.
It's glow in the dark too.
Wait, no way.
I'm not gonna say a lot. I'm just.
Oh, that's hype, man. That's really hype. Okay. Well, that is everything we had to ask you unknowingly. So thank you for your time, and thank you for
You're
joining this
absolutely
interview.
welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
Yeah,
Man.
it was a pleasure.
That sure was spooky. What could follow a project like that? What about something a little bit more light-hearted? Oh, I know. Next up, we have Murder Drones What If, created by Inferno.
It's not what it looks like, I swear.
Alrighty, Inferno.
Hello.
Tell us about your project.
Okay, Murder Drones What If is a series where viewers can suggest different what if scenarios for our lovable cast of worker drones or disassembly drones to be in, and for some additional context. I can't speak. Some additional context, I did upload a trailer on the channel, which was a stupid little skit. I made that skit in like an hour, maybe not even. Like I speed ran that shit, and I feel like I should give a little bit of additional context. While the series will definitely touch upon like certain lore aspects to it, like, you know, what if Uzi never met N and just went back to, you know, back home after finding her parts? You know, that's kind of what I demonstrated in that initial trailer. But, you know, stuff like that, that's definitely gonna be there. But I really want people to go wacky with it. Like, I will definitely be having moments in the series where it's going to relate nothing to any sort of potential outcome for the show. You could literally, like, for example, if you want to suggest Uzi and then go to McDonald's, by God, you go do it. Like, suggest like just the most wacky nonsense you can think of, and I'll try and get in there. Like, I will give like a big focus to some of those like more lore related scenarios, but I want this to be kind of like almost like a comedy, like to an extent, like, you know, like the show Murder Drones. Like, I want it to not be taken too seriously.
What inspired you to do this project then?
Basically just ever since Murder Drones ended, I have seen like numerous fan fictions and, you know, works from different creators, you know, who were either satisfied with the ending or wanted more from the ending, you know, and kind of came out with these like, hey, what if this happened, or expanding upon episodes, like, you know, stuff like Intermission. When that came out, you know, that really helped fill the gap in between episode 4 and 5. And, you know, that even although it, you know, by technicality it's not canon, you know, it still gives people like kind of that feeling like, what if this actually did happen? Like, what if things did go this way? And I kind of wanted to demonstrate that with this series. And I don't claim to be the best at editing, but I really want some of the editing in this show to just be not just nonsense, like similar to what you saw with the plushies in that trailer, with like talking like the Animal Crossing characters. Like, I want to have very shitposty kind of editing with this show, because like I said earlier, like I don't want this to be taken seriously to an extent, obviously. Like, I still have to be professional to to some extent, but I
Of
also
course.
just want people to have fun.
Gotcha. That's very admirable, honestly. Just, picking up the mantle and just trying to run with it. Now, next question. Is there anything that you want to say and or tell the fandom?
If you have an idea, it doesn't matter your experience. You don't have to be the best animator in the world. You can literally just have a pen and paper. You draw stick figures for all you care, or all I care, but basically, like, you can start anywhere. And after seeing all these different Murder Drones projects that kicked off after the series ended, like, I feel like now is the perfect time. If you're in the fandom and you want to make something, like, no matter what it is, like, nothing is stopping you other than yourself. Like, literally, you could start anywhere. Go do it. I still know nothing about, like, the actual process of animation, but that's why I'm actually gonna be starting college soon to go for animation, because I want to make my own indie animated series someday. So
Gotcha, man.
Very nice.
And I'm starting from nowhere, so take it from me, someone who, like, has next to no experience. Like, you can start from pretty much anywhere.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's definitely very heartwarming. And, I mean, honestly, if you ever get something out, like an animated series, I'd love to see it.
Oh, yeah. I already have a few ideas.
Oh, I imagine.
Following from that, so how long do you want to make this series? Like, just a few episodes, or a very long-running, I guess, like, joke series, or something, something that just keeps going on the channel forever?
So, it really all comes down to, like, when it comes to longevity, I really just want to see how the first episode does. If it does well, like, I personally want this to be like a long running thing on the channel. I want this to go for a long time, and in fact, I've already gotten quite a few comments on the trailer and, like, some of my community posts asking if I would potentially do the same for other glitch shows in the future, and I'm just like, hell yeah. Like, I'll probably have at some point, if this series does well enough, kind of crossing over the different characters into their universe, like some sort of multiverse nonsense. Uzi and N get trapped in the digital circus or something stupid like that. I want this to go for a while. Sorry, I talk a lot.
No, you're good. We love it. Yeah.
It's almost like I do it all the time on my own YouTube channel.
It's almost like your commentary channel, yeah.
I know.
Crazy. Right.
Who would have thunk?
Right. Your last question, Inferno. How in-depth do you plan to go with some of these what-if scenarios?
I would like to go, like, for the silly ones, I'll probably, like, they'll probably be very, like, simple gags and whatnot, but I would like to go fairly in depth with some of them. Like, I already got, some of the comments I was reading on the trailer, putting in their own what if scenarios. I was starting to come up with ideas based on some of those comments, and, like, one comment ended up in, like, a 15-minute little segment, and I'm like, okay, I gotta trim this down, because the way I want to do this is each episode is going to consist of multiple different, what if scenarios. It's going to be kind of like a rapid fire, almost like think of a Robot Chicken sketch.
Oh yeah.
Something like that, basically. Like, some of the editing, I don't really care for going into my old past on this YouTube channel, but before I really got into making, like, Murder Drones content, I made an old video with it was basically, I took just PNGs of YouTubers and I animated them with, like, text-to-speech voices and getting into, like, really stupid scenarios. I used, like, freaking Moist Critical and stuff like that.
Right.
It was stupid nonsense, but I look at that and I'm just like, man, I feel like I could do that with these Murder Drones characters and just make them just do the most nonsensical things. I also mentioned in the trailer that, I will be doing tons of viewer suggestions, and that over the course of the series, especially if it does turn out to be a success, I want to find more ways to get the viewers on board rather than them just voting for what segments are. And, I think it would be really cool if we got different people to animate different skits and what if scenarios, and make their own little skits with it. Just kind of really let the viewers get in, because that's my big goal here, is to finally do something that everyone can get in on.
I do believe that is everything we had to ask you. So once again,
all right,
thank you for your time, Inferno. We appreciate you being here.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. All right. Man, that was pretty fun, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed it was. But that doesn't mean it's over yet. We've still got a couple more projects left to go. Like one that I've heard several whispers of. Could it be Galaxy's Whispers of the Solver?
Hello, Galax.
Hello, Yaxter.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. What about you?
I'm also doing good. It's a really good opportunity getting to actually meet you and talk to you about your project.
Thank you. It's actually a pretty good opportunity to get interviewed by you as well.
Of course. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So, your first question, Galax. Tell us about your project.
So, Whispers of the Solver is a fan-created sequel to Murder Drones that expands on its cyber horror themes with a darker, more atmospheric tone, let's say. It's all set in the aftermath of the original story, which means it is compatible with all of the original lore and could also work as a fan season 2. The story opens with two outsiders arriving on Copper 9, completely unaware of the horrors that took place there. And I think that's a pretty good synopsis without revealing too much.
I would be inclined to agree based off what I know. That is a very good summary, so nice job there. All right, love that. So, your second question, Galax. What inspired you to make your project?
As soon as I got into the whole Murder Drones fandom and world, I fell in love with the whole atmosphere of the original show, the characters, the sci-fi aspect of it, and everything about their production, from the designs, the animation to the music. I think it clicked with me for some reason, and that's pretty much the kind of project I'd like to work on.
100%, yeah. That's how they get you, They make you watch the show, and then before you know it, you're making content for it. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Question 3. How long is Whispers of the Solver planned to be?
We do not have a specific amount of episodes set yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more than 6, let's say, based on the story we have and how much time we're gonna need to tell it. I think it's gonna be longer than 6 episodes if everything goes according to plan.
Roger that. So, kind of a follow-up, if you don't mind me asking. Based off that, how long do you reckon each episode is actually gonna be?
I'm pretty sure each episode is gonna be as long as the original ones, which means around 20 to 25 minutes.
Gotcha.
I'd say.
Makes sense to me. That's a pretty good runtime right there. Okay, so question number 4. What's been the most challenging part of actually making your project so far?
I would say the most challenging part is definitely the social aspect of the project. As I have to manage quite a few issues between people. Sometimes you do have a few individuals who struggle with personal issues and just don't know how to isolate those from our professional environment, and so that creates issues within the team. And leads to some people being fired and some others being hired, and the story goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, and some as an example, we had an ex-writer who was trying to impose their own vision of the story, and so every time someone would suggest an idea that didn't fall under their own vision, there would be drama and issues within the team. And I think, if you don't mind me adding a second hard aspect to the project,
Oh yeah, go on.
I would say it's definitely doing all of the initial heavy load, as I like to call it, which means getting basically all of the base resources ready, all of the initial work before even getting into production. And so by that, I'm talking about script writing, story development, voice lines, character models, and rigs, and all of that.
Yeah, the whole shebang pretty much, and having to do everything, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
That's unfortunately par for the course, but I'm pretty sure you can get your project out, so it's not all bad, as long as it gets out eventually.
Yeah, it's just a part of working on such a big project, especially since it's my first time, so I'm learning too.
Of course, yeah. It is a learning experience for everyone involved, so yeah. It's not all bad, at least. Right.
Oh, definitely. Especially when you got friends and very kind coworkers, very skilled coworkers who help you. And by the way, none of this would be possible without all of the people working with me.
100%, yeah. Right. Moving on, your second to last question. What advice would you give to aspiring fan project creators?
I think I would go for having a well-defined story since the very beginning of the project. I think the story was definitely our most challenging obstacle, since we've had different opinions, different visions for it. And just as a fact, when the project started back in January, the vision we had for the plot was pretty different. We were going to rewrite all of the 3 last episodes of Murder Drones, which was gonna make our show not canon. And so we had quite a lot of challenges to get into the story. My first tip would be to have a pretty clear vision for whatever you're making.
Absolutely.
So that's the first. My second tip would be to make sure all of the people involved with you are actually willing to work seriously and equally help you, so you don't end up like me trying to get your hand on all of the aspects, getting lost between storyboarding, animation, music production, all of that. So that can get pretty overwhelming from experience. So that's a thing too. You have to make sure that your team is willing to actually help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again. So, kind of following up from that, do you think personally that your project is in a pretty alright spot overall?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's doing better than ever, because the current state of the team is pretty stable. All of the people involved are doing their work pretty well and helping me as well as they can. And we were going to get into the animation phase pretty soon, so I think it's doing better than ever did.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. really want yours to come out, especially because looks very, very promising.
Thank you.
Of course. Right. Your final question, Galix. Is there anything that you want to say and/or tell the fandom?
I think what I would say to the fandom is, first of all, thank you for keeping the Murder Drones alive. That's already a big task. And I think without all of the fan arts, all of the fan projects that I've seen, I would probably not be as motivated and inspired to make my own, to give my own touch to this universe, to work on my own project. So I definitely owe a lot to the whole Murder Drones fandom and community, and everyone who also supported my work and joined my Discord server and taught me stuff. I think without this, I wouldn't be as involved in Murder Drones as I am today. So thank you all.
That that is a beautiful note to end on, I think. Thank you once again so much for being on. That's everything I had to ask you.
Thank you for having me. This was a pretty good opportunity.
Oh, 100%, man. I'd love to work again in the future if anything comes up, but you know, we'll just see, right?
Definitely.
All right. Anyways, thank you for your time once again.
Thank you, yes, sir.
Bit of a random question, Dyer, but what are your thoughts on Doll?
I think that she was pretty underutilized in the show. Why'd you ask, Yag?
As it just so happens, Dyer, we happen to have a project dedicated completely to Doll to help give her some more time in the spotlight. That's right, coming up next we have Doll made by Rayframe.
Hello, Rayframe. It is good to see you. For your first question, can you tell us a bit more about your project?
Murder Drones. Doll is an unofficial fan-made sequel that continues the narrative of the original series. We are focusing on developing the key characters, Uzi, N, V, and J, but the central figure and catalyst for events in this project is Doll. The story will delve deeply into her past, inner world, and new motives, offering viewers a fresh perspective on everything. We are targeting a release for the first episode in 2026. Right now, we are dedicating maximum effort to pre-production, refining the script, design, and animation to present the audience with a truly high-quality product.
Next up, what inspired you to make your project in the first place?
Around the age of 15, I stumbled upon a community where people were creating entire stories using what seemed like simple stick figures. But the most valuable part wasn't the videos themselves. It was the discussions in the comments, how to bring a character to life, how to convey an emotion through movement. My initial confidence, I could make that in 5 minutes, quickly turned into respect for the craft. This ignited a passion in me to learn everything, from expressing character through motion to creating truly epic scenes. The Murder Drones universe is one that practically begs to be explored and expanded upon. It was this opportunity to create something of our own that inspired us to assemble a team.
And thirdly, can you tell us how far along you and your team are currently with production?
We are currently in an active pre-production stage for the first episode. The team is focused on creating key assets, models, and storyboards. We strongly believe in the importance of feedback, so as soon as any element reaches a stage ready for viewing, we share it on our social media. We take note of the community's reaction and integrate that feedback into the project. For example, take a closer look at N. We added an articulated joint to his foot. In our vision, this small detail emphasizes that he is a highly mobile combat machine.
Following up after that, Rayframe, given that this is a fan project, can we expect to see any new characters?
And all the focus will be squarely on the original main characters. As for brand new characters, it's unlikely they will play a significant role. However, the world of Copper 9 is vast, and we might encounter a couple of new faces and cameos on its landscape to help bring the background to life.
Alrighty, Rayframe, your next question. Why did you decide to make Doll the main focus of your story?
In our view, Doll is one of the most tragic characters in the Murder Drones universe, whose potential was only partially revealed. Her story is a powerful drama about loss and a struggle with madness that deserves deep exploration. Our project will attempt to fill that gap. We want to explore her past, to show warm moments with her family, so the tragedy of their loss carries even greater weight, and to analyze her psychological state after that event in detail. At the same time, we haven't forgotten about the other heroes. Jay is another character with immense potential for development, and we will definitely give her significant attention, exploring her dynamics with the main characters.
Finally, for your last question, Rayframe, is there anything that you want to tell and/or say to the fandom?
Hey, friends! Okay, I just have to say this. Your support for our fan project doll is absolutely priceless. Every follow, like, and comment you drop on social media, you have no idea how much it keeps us from giving up and pushes us to put even more heart into this thing.
Coming up next, we're actually gonna join the Mafia? Okay, let's get on with the interview.
Hello, Vanille. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking. What about you, Yag?
I am also existing right now. So yeah.
Just existing?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Right, so your first question. Can you tell us a bit more about your project?
Yes. Mafia Drones is a drama romance comic where the characters from Murder Drones are reimagined in a mafia setting, with a brand new storyline, outfits, and different outcomes from the original show. Thanks to fans, it has been translated into several languages, which helped me and the comic gain recognition in the fandom. And it honestly has been such an amazing experience.
Alrighty, Vanille, your second question. What inspired you to make this project in the first place?
I started with small comics just for fun, in general. Around June, before I published the main cover of the comic, I had conversations with folks on the Murder Drones Discord server about what they wanted to see in the fandom back then. And many of them suggested a mafia theme. So I experimented with concepts from older sketches I had, and after testing different ideas for how the characters could be portrayed, I finally published the prologue on, I think it was June 30th. Not sure, I have to double check on that. And the support was overwhelming. So seeing how much people enjoy it gave me the motivation to keep going, actually. Yeah.
Very nice.
What would you say was the most challenging part of making your project?
When I started, I honestly have no idea what an AU was, or how to even make a comic. At first, I worried about copying styles from others, so I tried to find my own way. For example, instead of the usual white speech bubbles that traditional comics have, I used a black bubbles with color outlines and fonts that match each character. And over time, I'd adjusted sizes, added brighter colors, and made sure the readers' eye naturally followed the flow of each panel. The translation also was a huge challenge, because at the beginning, I translated the comic myself, which it meant creating multiple extra pages just for text. So instead of like 4 simple pages, it was like 8, and sometimes like 16, because I had to change some of the stuff. But thankfully, fans from around the world later volunteered to translate it either into Russian or Chinese, Italian, and I was like very shocked to see that the comics reached that far. So I was like, wow. And of course, I also like to talk about that a lot of folks may not like it, like the comic itself.
Right.
And that is okay. That is fine with me. Half the fandom enjoyed the new take, and while the other half didn't.
I see.
That balance actually helped me and inspired me to keep pushing forward, because the positive feedback encouraged me to continue making chapters and even start a new season, which is in progress.
Ooh. Nice.
Something to look forward to then.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Vanille, a bit of a follow-up from that, actually, if I'm allowed to ask. How many chapters are planned in total for Mafia Drones?
Oh, I cannot give you a certain number.
Mm-hmm.
The first season is 20 chapters. I plan to make maybe another 20 for season 2, so to keep the balance. But according to the story, it might take a bit more for season 2. Not sure though how many. because season 1 was to introduce the characters, how they looked like, how their names were, because I also include OCs.
Alright.
So that's like something new there. But then season 2 is for like more lore related, which I couldn't really do in season 1. So yeah.
So the world will expand a lot more in season 2 then?
Yes.
Ah, very nice, very nice. Where can we actually read Mafia Drone? Because I'm sure there are people watching this who don't know where they can find it.
Well, the comic is available on a lot of platforms, honestly. Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, and even my Discord server. But there is also an AO3 version for people who want to like read without seeing any visuals. And we also have Wattpad with both text and the comic together, and Webtoon for comic viewing only.
Right.
Most platforms have both English and Spanish versions translated by me, with the exception of AO3 and Webtoon, which is only English.
Alright, Vanille, your final question. Is there anything that you want to tell and or say to the fandom?
Yeah, honestly, never stop creating what you love, because that's who you are. There were times where I felt like deleting everything, walking away, but I didn't. Instead, I kept learning, growing, and connected with fans. And that is what makes the fandom so special, the creativity. So honestly, I will say message for everyone who's watching, I will say that do not be afraid to take breaks or change things as you go. Because as a fun fact, if I'm allowed to say, I didn't even use a script for half of the season 1.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't. And my friends can confirm this. I only started using scripts later on, and honestly, please do have a script. Because there are so many things I wish I could have changed now, but now I can't. At first, I just drew whatever came to mind and uploaded it. But now I have to like adapt everything from the ideas I had over a year ago, which is a huge learning progress. But I'm always grateful for it, and always open for improving.
Well, that is about everything we had to ask you, Vanille, so thank you for your time, and thank you for joining this project.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the invitation.
Pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Lethal Drones. That sounds pretty lethal. Anyways, let's get on with the interview. Why, hello there, Fizz.
Howdy, howdy, Extra.
Jumping straight into the first question, what inspired you to actually make your project?
Honestly speaking, people saying that I can't. You could say it was out of spite, honestly speaking. Like, here's the thing. People were talking like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do this. And I was like, you know what? Frick it. Why not? I can. Let's do this. It's like, just to prove more like myself that I can than anything, you know?
Very based, honestly. I love that answer. Alright. Fizz, your second question. Can you tell us more about your project?
Murder Drones stories, Lethal Drones. First of all, it's action comedy, first of all. Wrapped nice and neat and shit tons of drama. And guns. You combine everything you love about Murder Drones and multiply it by guns. So, just imagine yourself a Texas, right? Just Texas. With a landscape of California, wrapped nice and neat in snow. That is a main area of Lethal Drones, a Lost Coast. Just a space Texas. And you can from this you can already say what's gonna happen.
Ah, I see. Very nice, very nice. Anyways, Fizz, your third question. How long is Lethal Drones planned to be?
Not for long, honestly speaking. I mean, like, truth be told, I mean, no matter how much I want to do it, like, there's like, how to say, like, a more correct way, there's things what I want to do, what I can do. So 6 episodes, max. Like, I'm planning 6 episodes, if I can. Because, like, honestly speaking, if we're gonna release, like, even 2 episodes, that's gonna be a miracle. That's gonna be, like, truly a miracle. Yeah, from realistic standpoint, I want it to be as short as possible. Because the shorter it is, the more chances I have to actually making it.
So, a bit of a follow-up actually, if you don't mind me asking. How long is each episode planned to be?
From 15 to 17 minutes.
I see. Okay, Fizz, your second to last question. What's been the most challenging part of making your project so far?
Just starting it. imagine being me. You're sitting here at your desk and like, all right, I want to make a fun series. Where the hell should I start? Should I open Blender? Should I try to hire people? And this uncertainty is the hardest part. The hardest part about making something is just to start doing so. The moment you start, that's it. It's gonna go your way. Just give it some time, okay? So, once again, it's a matter of if you start.
Ooh, alright. Your final question, Fizz. Is there anything that you want to tell and or say to the fandom?
First of all, God, guys, I love you. No, you don't understand, like, amount of, like, kind words, amount of good, like, talk on me, like, what I received, like, recently, it's just so heartwarming. It's, like, such a rewarding thing when people actually talk about what you've done, the best part, when people theorizing. Oh, God, I love when people theorizing. This is, like, it pays off so greatly, like, and the second thing, like, the other side of this coin is, God, there's a lot of pressure. Like, one thing what people don't understand is there's a lot of pressure behind the curtains, like, for a creator. There's a lot of people you need to, like, oversee and stuff, a lot of stuff you may need to do. And sometimes, just sometimes, I may forget some stuff, and I really apologize for it. I can make mistakes. And I want people to know that there's a lot of pressure, and I can, and I will make mistakes.
Absolutely, once again. I mean, we're only human after all, right?
Yeah!
Alright, well, I believe that is everything I had to ask you, Fizz, so thank you for your time, and thank you for joining this project.
Thank you for interviewing me.
And last but certainly not least, we have another Elliot Manor focused story. I'm sure that Yan's gonna love this, considering how he feels about episode 5.
Dyer, respectfully, please stop being British.
Sure, Yang, sure. But, from the creator of Murder Drones Intermission, we have Murder Drones Catalyst, created by Ghoul in Fuchsia, otherwise known as B.
Catalyst focuses on Sin and her life before the Solver entered the narrative. It also helps give us some insight into how the main disassembly drone crew acted before the Gala massacre. With all that being said, let's hear about it from B.
You look like a big old cupcake!
So embarrassing. I've been such a mess.
Truly abhorrent. Foolish suggestions provided by my dunderhead of a colleague. What was he thinking?
And we'll be okay, I promise. Yes, Mr. Elliot, I'll take care of it right away.
Right, so B, tell us about your project.
Okay, so Murder Drones Catalyst is meant to act as a prologue to the Murder Drones series, and the main goal of the story is to tell the story of Sin before she became the host of the Solver. And the idea of it is, since the Solver and Sin are meant to be two different people, and we never got to see who Sin was as a person in the series, we just got like, oh, she's like a corpse being piloted by the Solver. She's ultimately just like its personal, not meat puppet, because they're a little bit like puppet. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Since we never got to meet her, I wanted to explore the idea of who she could have possibly been as a person before she became the Solver's first victim.
Gotcha.
Right, very interesting. So, following straight on from that then, what inspired you to make the project in the first place?
So I started writing Catalyst back in February of 2024. This was before Intermission even came out. I remember I just like, I was in one of my college classes and I just finished like an all-nighter working on Intermission because I was just like on a roll and I kept going all night. I think I was running on 2 hours of sleep. And while I was sitting in class, the only thing I was thinking of was like, I want to make more. So I had like several ideas written in my notes app already that I kind of just like wrote one night, and I was going through them and I was like, oh, I could write a story about like Lizzie and V, I could write a story about Uzi and her mom. But the one that stood out to me the most is like, I want to write a story revolving around like the Manor Gang, what their life was like under the the thumb of the Elliot family and what that looked like. And I also just kind of wanted to explore Sin. The first draft of Catalyst, I wrote it in that same class period, and I was like running on fumes, so it was like complete nonsense. I remember the first draft that I wrote, which was like a really, really rough outline in my, again, notes app. I wanted to try to take a stab at like playing with the horror elements of the show, and I think the first draft was like, oh, it's like following N, and he the idea of it being Tessa's birthday, that was there from the get-go, but it's like he's preparing for Tessa's birthday, but like one by one, the like drone staff is being picked off and being like turned into solver drones, and it was way more spectacle with less story. And I remember I like wrote it was like borderline illegible. I wrote like an illegible like lineup, and I sent it to Ghost, who she was the voice of Uzi in Intermission as well as my co-writer. I sent it to her and I was like, what do you think? This could be really cool. And she's like, girl, I can't read this. She had no idea what I wrote. I sent it to her and I was so proud of myself because I was like, yeah, we could have like all this gore and like bugs and all this creepy stuff. And she read it and she's like, I think you need to go to bed. I don't know what you just handed me. I don't know what this is. And I remember I was so disheartened that which mind you, I want to emphasize, Ghost, she's one of my best friends, and she was like, she said it to me gently. She was like, I appreciate your enthusiasm. You're not completely here right now. You need to go to bed. So for a moment, I was like, oh man, maybe I should just abandon this. But then after I went home from class, I took a nap and I woke up and I was like, no, let me try again. So that's when the writing process for Catalyst started. And I was like, okay, so the main problem with my initial draft was that I was focusing on plot and spectacle and like horror shit. I wasn't wait, am I allowed to swear here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go on.
Okay, sorry. That's something
good.
I didn't bother to ask. Okay, I was focusing on like the horror shit and all that stuff, and I was like, what's missing here is like the actual story. I'm just thinking about plot. And so because I was told by like several people that one of my strong suits when it comes to writing is like writing emotional beats, writing like characters and their inner struggles. So I was like, okay, I should try to not lean into like the horror stuff, because like I kind of already knew that was like more Liam's things anyway. Like he's good at horror. That's never been my strong suit. So I was like, okay, my strong suit is emotional stuff. Let me try to lean more into that. So over the course of the I started writing in February, and by the time Intermission came out, I already like came up with a pretty solid draft for Catalyst, and I finally landed on the idea like, okay, what I would probably be more successful in writing is trying to explore Sin as a character rather than her just being like some person piloted by the solver, because we already got inferences from the show where, okay, she was like Sin's sibling. That's it. We don't know anything else about her. And admittedly, like this didn't bother me upon my first few watches of Murder Drones. Cause I like, okay, so we're presented with the solver as this like big bad villain, enjoys being a villain, and like not at all a sympathetic character, and I freaking love that. I love villains who like they just love being evil. They it's not like, oh well, I have this really tragic backstory, which is why the solver's like, you know what, screw all of you, I'm blowing this shit up. Yeah, and I
so the little Jack Horner of School of Villains, then just like
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah. I love that like part of the solver as like a character as a villain. I didn't want to mess with that, so. For Catalyst, I was like, I don't want to make the solver a sympathetic villain. I don't care for that because I think like the solver is great as a villain. I want to tell the story of its first victim, of its first like the person that it's piloting, and the person that like. Plus, I feel like Sin doesn't have an identity outside of the solver. People tend to like switch, like mix them up, which like I do the same thing because like we don't know her, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I think it would be really cool if we were to explore like who she could have been. Emphasis in could have. This is like my take on who she could have been as a person before she ultimately died and became like Robo Satan.
Yep. Okay, right. Next question.
Anyway, just before you ask that, you mentioned the original version of the script, which was like illegible. Do you still have a copy of that? That's this one right there.
So, oh my god, I did a few days ago, but then my phone. Okay, so I have an iPhone, right? For some reason, it decided to factory reset itself because it's like, oh, you haven't updated in like a year. I'm just gonna like. So all of my notes got wiped.
Oh, that's tragic.
Oh, so it's gone forever then. Oh.
I can look at, maybe it's on my iPad. If I can get that to you, I'll send it in. But I think it's gone.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
I'd love to see that. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll search for it. I'm like, it's probably on my iPad. I'll see.
Nah, it's good either way. Don't worry about it. Anyways, next question. Is there anything that you want to tell and/or say to the fandom?
I would say go into the project with an open mind, because I already spoke about this with some of my team members, where I suspect that there will be a mixed response to the project, just because I know that a lot of people don't like it when you mess with canon, and like we're essentially inserting a new character into the narrative, because while Sin as like the victim of the solver is already something existing, her being like her own person isn't existent in the narrative, so we're essentially creating a new character from scratch. And we put a lot of love into her character, and we're trying to do her justice and make her feel human, ironically enough. So I guess I just like would like the fandom to give her a shot, even if they're like skeptical, like, oh, they're like adding a new character, how are they gonna do it, like and also I want to make it so clear that like we are not trying to make the solver a sympathetic villain. We are telling story of his first victim. So like two completely different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Making the distinction very clear between the solver and Sin as two separate entities.
Yeah. That's essentially the goal of the project anyway. So like tell the story of the victim rather than be like, oh, the solver has like an origin story. I don't care about the solver's origin story. I like that I like that it's evil for no reason. I think it's fine.
Absolutely, for sure.
Right. So, following up what you said a little bit earlier, so why did you choose to go down this more stylistic choice for a lot of Catalyst, a lot of character design? For example, I think the most obvious one you could bring up is obviously Sin designer, and that kind of like, also say nun uniform. I want to say, like, why did you choose that more stylistic approach rather than following more similar design philosophy as the actual show itself?
So this kind of leans more into the territory of like my personal preferences with style and design. I like, for context, I grew up with shows like Monster High, Winx Club, Lolly Rock, and like a lot of those shows are like super flashy, and there's a lot of emphasis on like costumes and stuff. Like two of the ones I just mentioned, like magical girl shows. And while Murder Drones is like super not in that realm like at all, I at least wanted to add a bit of my own flair to the costume design, because see, here's the thing, like I'm like super acutely aware that like Murder Drones is not like, it's obviously like not my IP, it's Liam's, and it's the show is in his vision, his aesthetic. But since this is my own project, I was like, you know what, they're not my characters, but I kind of want to like put my own little spin on them. So some of the costume design is different, like a couple like examples are like J, V, definitely Sin, because she has her own like little like she has like a gravedigger sort of outfit, like it's like a mix of a nun and a gravedigger. And I guess I wanted to try to like add a pinch of my own style to their costume design and not just like pull straight from the show, because on top of that, a lot of Catalyst's design aspects, even with like environment, oh my god, background design, and background design is the same as environment, just like general stuff in general. So yeah, environment, character design, music. I try to push my team to put in their own ideas as much as possible and not just rip straight from the show. Because the whole point of Catalyst is to present like a character who we've never met. So it's like, okay, well, if we're presenting something new, we might as well just do the same with everything else. So like, while the characters remain recognizable, I wanted us to have fun with like bringing our own ideas to life via this project.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah,
Right.
bring something like take something that we were already familiar with and kind of like give it a new coat of paint. Not in the sense where it's like the old thing is bad or the other thing is bad, but it's like, well, if we're going to be making something and spending this much time on it, we might as well just like try having fun with it, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. That's part of the ride, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. Next question, B. What's been the most challenging part of making Catalyst so far?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're good.
No. Sorry. Alright. I'm like,
You're good.
So many.
This is my. No. It's okay. The reason why I responded the way I did just now is because this is my first time running a team of well, we have like over 50 people at this point. Yeah, this is my first time running a team of over 50 people, and that has come with its own challenges. Not like, that's not to say that the people I'm working with are like at all unpleasant. Actually, the complete opposite. Everyone has been freaking amazing. I've made so many friends through this project, and it's been an utter delight. And I like, when I first started to pursue this project, I knew for a fact that if this team surpassed the number of 30, I was going to struggle. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be screwed if it gets to that number. But surprisingly enough, we've gotten to above 50 members in our team, and while it's hard having to check in with that many people, like hand out assignments and organize, I welcome the challenge just because everyone has been so amazing. And I'm like trying to explain this without getting emo, because like there was literally a time where I was like, I love my team, and I like started crying because everyone on Catalyst are so skilled, pleasant, they're like such kind people. Hell, like we hold workshops every single Sunday. It's for people to like come in, bring me their stuff, and then I'll like give them critique, give them feedback. But sometimes people will just show up to hang out. We have fun conversations, we'll like watch shows while we're working, and it feels like, I'm hesitant to use the word family just because like I know that's such a thing that corporate, but like we're a super strong like friend group almost now. And I think I was right in being nervous about running this many people because it is a challenge, but where the surprise came in is that like everyone ended up being like fantastic. I could not have asked for a better team of people to work with.
Gotcha.
Very good to see. Right, next question. B. Right. Do you have any plans after Catalyst, whether it be within Murder Drones or outside the Murder Drones community?
Unfortunately, no. So, I released a post about this like maybe 2 months ago, but Catalyst is actually going to be my last Murder Drones project, is like period. Like after the no more fan art, no more like nothing, just because unfortunately during the time of me producing Catalyst, as well as like after Intermission came out, I received a lot of unsavory messages from just a bunch of like randos on the internet who I guess just didn't like my work, which like that's cool. If you don't like my work, that is like fine. That is totally fine. Like I don't take it personally.
Yep.
Where the problem comes in is when I get like death threats and people send me gore and like stuff like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of that over the year, and like there was a point where it got so bad that I was gonna cancel Catalyst's production, but I didn't do that because like, well, first of all, I feel really strongly about the project and I do love it a lot, and I was like, I'm not going to stop making things just because you don't like me, but it also gets to the point where like I have to worry about my safety, unfortunately.
Of course.
Yeah, and like mind you, I did. It sucks because I did have I had several other ideas for Murder Drones things I wanted to pursue. Like I wanted to do the thing with Uzi and her mom. I wanted to write something about Lizzie and V because I really liked. We never got to see anything of their friendship except for little breadcrumbs of it, so I thought it would be fun to explore.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, with how I've been. I don't want to say how I've been treated because a lot of the fan base has treated me very kindly and I've gotten way more positive attention than I have negative attention. But the negative attention, it's border. I think someone tried to dox me once. I've gotten hacked several times by people who did not like me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I just don't think I feel super comfortable pursuing those projects if that's the response I'm going to get. Luckily I haven't gone doxxed yet, but I just don't want it to get to that point at all.
Yeah, that risk is still there. Yeah, it's very understandable why you are doing what you're doing. Full respect to just full sending, getting Catalyst out, then calling it there.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't feel too upset about it being my last project for the fandom because it's the biggest thing that I've ever worked on, and it's almost like I'm gonna be signing off with a bang. There's so many things in a project that I think people are going to have a lot of fun with, and I am genuinely really excited for it to be finished and be shared with the fan base. I can't do it anymore. I genuinely worry for my safety.
No, totally understandable. Once again.
Yeah. Right, the final question, we'll just tack on the end to it. I'm sure some people want this question. Is Intermission and Catalyst in the same, B-verse, as it were, of Murder Drones? Or they
in its own canon?
Yeah, it's own canon, yeah. Or is it...
I don't see why not. They don't, I would say so, only because they don't... The stuff that happens in Intermission versus the stuff that happens in Catalyst are almost completely irrelevant to each other in terms of continuity, so you could easily just put them in the same universe and there wouldn't be any problems. So yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because I know there are a lot of people that they have slot Catalyst in between episode 4 and 5, and Intermission in between episodes 4 and 5, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so maybe people tack this Catalyst on to either episode 0, as it were, as you kind of the prequel, or as or maybe slot in during or up or before 5 or after 5, a new part of the experience.
Yeah, I would say they're part of the same universe. And I genuinely hope that people enjoy the project because we're putting so much love and time into it. And I will say one thing that I'm confident people will like is the music. Our music team is insane. I'm going to send you a reel of something you can show to your audience that will include some of our music pieces. Our music team is utterly insane. But same universe.
Very, very fun there. Right.
Well, I think that's our last question, unless you have anything you'd like to add, Yag or B.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, simple as that.
All right, I think that concludes our interview. Thank you very much, B, for joining us on this interview, and we'll see you guys all for the next project.
Yeah.
Well, would you look at that, Dyer? It looks like we're done promoting all the projects. So, what did you think?
Well, Yag, I think that the Murder Drones fandom has a lot to look forward to. So, for all of you watching, please be sure to check out the description and the pinned comment for this video below, where you'll find a link to all the fan project creators and the artists that were featured within them.
Before we go, though, we do actually have one last surprise for all of you. So, Grumpy, you want to tell them about it?
Hello everyone, I'm the Grumpy Ghost, and I'm here to quickly unveil something truly special. A little something we've been working on behind the scenes for a good while now. The Murder Drones Fan Project's website. The main purpose of this site is to help give fan creators all around, big and small, a chance to properly showcase their projects all in one place. A community hub, if you will. please feel free to check it out in the description and pinned comment on this video after the premiere, as more information will be found there. And watch with us as the site grows and improves over time. Anyways, I've been Grumpy Ghost, I've got nothing else to say, and thanks for listening.
Oh, man. That's really cool, isn't it? Lastly, I want to give a massive shout out to Delia for helping make the thumbnail, Micro for making the cake in the thumbnail, Luminary for making Sin, and Animated Thing for rendering out Cal. That was really, really cool of them. So, thanks guys! Anyways, to reiterate what Dyer was saying, literally every single thing that you guys do helps support both the creator and their projects. Every like, every comment, and every view all help out a bunch. So thank you all for continuing to be awesome, and thank you all for joining us here today. We hope to see you all again soon.
Goodbye.